Last session, the party crash-landed on Callisto, outside the field of the Moon's Halo dome. Of the dozen anti-core crew, only the 3 PCs and 2 NPCs survived, the ex-soldier Lee and the hacker Ash. Emerging from the wreckage, suited up for the and quickly identified an active emergency beacon on their shuttle. While Ash worked to disable it, Quake sensed strange vibrations in the icy ground, and a haunting, machine-like song filled their comms, ceasing only when they removed their helmets after passing through the dome's invisible barrier. Guided by distant lights, they spotted another crashed shuttle. Carlos sent his drone, Keris, to investigate, revealing a similar vessel and faint tracks of a single survivor heading towards the city. Lee led the way towards an industrial sector. Ash identified an antenna array near a power substation, hoping to use its equipment. Quake, drawn to the environment, collected rock samples. Inside the substation, which showed signs of a hasty recent entry and a smashed window, they found a mysterious maintenance hatch. As Ash restored power to the sector, lighting up the surroundings but also potentially alerting others, text appeared on a screen by the hatch, a desperate plea for help. Carlos cautiously opened it to reveal a deep shaft from which a yellow-suited figure with a black visor ascended with unnerving speed and jerky movements. Spooked, Carlos slammed the hatch shut, the screen displaying a single word: pity. Meanwhile, Quake became mesmerized by the now-powered antenna array, its components bent into strange, eye-straining patterns. He felt compelled to climb it, convinced its blinking lights held a message, and became momentarily stuck, hearing voices and feeling a presence. Kara's taser shock to the antenna briefly made Quake hear his own voice, but he remained entranced until Carlos's stern command, and Kara's pulling helped him break free. The antenna seemed to point towards a large, distant building. Deciding to investigate this lead, they journeyed past more structures with inexplicably smashed windows, Quake collecting a shard of the thick glass. They finally reached a massive locked building. Kara picked the lock and Lee took point, leading the group into a long, plain and unnervingly featureless corridor that seemed to defy the building's external dimensions. The door closed behind them. The corridor eventually ended at a wooden door, which opened into a vast, brightly lit water treatment facility. The light emanated from a strange, swirling, bioluminescent substance in the numerous water vats and cylinders. As Quake approached one cylinder, the luminescence coalesced before him, seeming to react to his presence and attempting to form a pattern before Kara pulled him back. A clicking sound drew your attention to the facility's offices on the far side of the building, and a figure was seen briefly moving past a window. As the group cautiously approached, circling a large central open vat, Carlos reviewed footage of the figure from Keris's video feed. Just as the footage revealed a figure in yellow, Lee called out. Another hatch lay on the far side of the central vat, the hatch standing wide open.
Alright, hello and welcome back to session 2 of our terminal state scenario. And yeah, that recap was maybe a little bit on the long side, but yeah, it was comprehensive. For those of you who didn't rewatch the first session from about a month ago. Anyway, hello to everyone. Welcome back. Glad to have you back in the proverbial around the table. Yeah. Let's get our brains fucked a little bit again and see what happens. So we're gonna pick up right where we left off from before. You're in this water treatment facility. We're going theater of the mind for those of you wondering, for various reasons. But basically, you're in this water treatment facility. You are about halfway across the room. You're going around this round, kind of like very large open water cistern in the center, that has a railing, like a security railing around it to stop someone from accidentally falling in. Although if you wanted to climb it, you could easily hop over it and jump in if you wanted to. Not that I'm giving you any ideas.
Quake? No.
Who would want that? Quake.
This open cistern also has this luminescent stuff floating in it, and you do notice, or you did notice before something else took your attention, that as you've been walking around the side of the cistern, the luminescent material was kind of like flowing from just kind of randomly being in the middle to kind of like following you around, as if your presence is attracting it somehow. It doesn't seem to be particularly aggressive or anything, but that's just what it's doing. It's kind of following you, or tracking you, or however you want to say it. You've all just seen this yellow thing pass in front of a window, or most of you have. And Carlos has just reviewed the footage from Karis's feed and has indeed confirmed that it's somebody wearing a yellow hazmat suit. And that's just when Lee mentions the open hatch on the opposite, like basically the direction you were heading. So just to paint a picture for you, you're halfway across this room. If you imagine a room with a big circular cistern in the middle of it, you're kind of walking separated on either side of it. At the far end, like the direction you were heading, at the far end of this building, there are these offices, like 2-story offices built into the back wall. And there's like glass, like windows in these offices, and that's where you saw this yellow figure inside the offices, going past a window. And just ahead of you, kind of in the center between this vat and the start of the thingy, the offices, about halfway, there's this hatch, almost like perfectly centered between, and the hatch is open, and there's a dark hole where you assume there's going to be a ladder going downwards. And dotted on either side, maybe 2 of them are these like tall cylinders filled with water and this luminescent material. And there's some sort of fans going at work there. So the water the water that's being treated in these tall cylinders is actually kind of like swirling around a little bit, whereas inside the cistern it is also, there's something working in there, but it's a much slower process. So what do you want to do?
They're dirty bastards. They were playing with us all the time. The whole time. And I've got no pistol, but I clench my servo fist and look over to Quake and to Kara. Her name is Kara, right?
Well,
Yeah.
you might get yeah. Well, Carlos, you might get a new chance to communicate with them.
I don't see much reason more. We'll see. We'll catch that bugger. One more is up behind us. Kara sent me the data. Okay, come on, let's catch him.
You really want
Yes.
to catch him? I mean, he's incredibly quick, isn't he?
Sure. I very slowly and carefully move towards the office buildings. But
Okay.
trying when I come to that, I try to circle the hatch, make a white bow around it.
Okay. Just when you get
I
Actually,
want to
look-
go to the hatch. Yeah, sorry.
just when you get to the hatch, you see the handle on the door to the office turn.
Mm-hmm. I
And the
make a hand sign
The door basically kind of like pops open ever so slightly, but doesn't like open fully. It just like kind of pops open, so it's no longer closed.
Yeah. I give a hand sign to our sniper, like to give me cover, to aim at the
Yep.
door. I look to the other two. What do you do? Do you do anything?
I have the shock
Quick.
ball ready.
Yeah, and Quake walks over to the the hatch and see if there's the display they told me about.
Well, okay.
Yeah, you wander over. There is a display. There's like an LCD sort of display attached to the hatch. There's nothing on it though currently.
Okay. He go tap tap and then, oh, it's broken.
Oh, you want to tap it? All right. You were just looking at it before.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go on tap tap.
You tap it. You go tap tap, and a word comes across the display. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, disturbed glance to you. How are you doing?
It's talking to me as well.
Yeah, fuck that. Come over here. I need cover. And I would like to have moved next to the door, if I could have.
Just before you start moving towards the door, you see some more text coming onto the display, Quake. I don't know if you want to stop and read it, or if you want to...
Yes, I'm gonna read it. I'm too curious.
It says, climb down the shaft.
I'll do that later. I have a job to do now.
No.
Bye-bye.
No, listen. We can protect you.
Listen or see? You're writing, not saying.
Now we won't protect you anymore.
I'm rolling with it. At this point, Quake suddenly explodes, and...
Rats.
No,
okay.
So right when Quake reads this last line, Jakob, Carlos is about just, I don't know, maybe like 2 meters away from the door now. So two steps more, and you can basically grab the handle.
Yeah.
And you think you see, because the direction you're approaching it, there's like the crack visible in the door, because the door's open maybe about like that much, but obviously it's opened towards you, so the crack, you'd have to be like right coming from the side to be able to look to see the full gap. But you're kind of coming at a little bit of an angle. You can see a very small sliver of something, and you can see that there's something yellow on the other side of the door in this crack, very close to the door. You're sure?
Yeah. I'd like to move to the other side of the door, and I want to Quake! Come on now. It's right behind the door. And feel extremely foolish about that.
Lee, by the way, dropped to a knee and has his sniper rifle trained on the door, but he's also, we can say that he's basically dead center from, like, in front of the hatch. So,
yeah. Oh,
yeah, if that makes sense. So he's kind of like fairly close, but he's basically just got a bead on the door. He's probably better off with his shotgun at this range because he's not very far from it. But he's got a sniper rifle out for whatever reason. Yeah. And,
wasn't he at the other side of the room at the door we just came in?
No, he's the one he's the first one to see the open hatch.
Okay. Never mind, he's a sniper.
Ash was the who walked up to the Quake walked up to the cylinder. Ash.
Yeah. The cylinder,
Ash
the
is at the back. Ash is kind of trailing in the back at the moment.
Yeah, Ash is our hacker and comms guy, right?
Ash is the hacker, and Lee is the ex-soldier. This kind of marksman. Yeah.
Okay.
What's Yeah, go on. I was gonna ask what Kara's doing right now while this is happening.
Oh, she's slowly creeping up and filing in behind Carlos and having the shock maul at the ready, kind of not sure what to do about everything, but she's kind of following the lead of the adults, and Carlos is kind of acting like he has a plan, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll sign you to switch to the other side of the door, so you can put it open and be, like, in cover behind the door, and not the first thing that person or creature, or whatever, sees. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Alrighty.
I'm
Okay.
just thinking.
So I'll move up.
I'm also just thinking about this. I think it makes more sense. We'll just kind of say that Lee has his shotgun out instead, because that doesn't make a lot of sense. He's got a sniper rifle out. 'Cause
Okay.
he's only about
It's not like
he's like
a
5
funnel
meters.
shotgun killing all of us, right?
Well, I mean, he's like 5 meters away, and I think maybe there's a chance he might get hit by a bit of shrapnel.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's not like a sawed-off shotgun. It's gonna shoot shots in a fairly. You might be all right.
Okay.
He's an expert.
Okay. Okay. Well.
But he's got a shotgun out. I was
Okay.
gonna say that I wanted to ask where Quake was exactly at this point.
I was thinking that Quake is gonna pull out his pistol and walk slowly up to the open side of the door, but not up to the wall as the others have done, and pausing a bit. But as he walks away, he says, "I'll be back."
Did you like turn your head to say that?
Yeah, to the hole or the.
It just as you
display.
do that and you say that, you notice that Lee has knelt down by the panel there that you were just interacting with.
Oh. Okay.
You're just.
He's too curious what he's gonna walk on.
So just so I got this in my head, remember the door is opening outwards towards you, right?
Yeah.
And Jakob, you're on the. If the door was to open completely like this, you're on the side that's behind the door. Is that right?
Oh, that's where Kara is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
you're
to pull
on
the
the
door
side that's
open.
open. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I had it.
Yeah,
I had it.
and
I had it the opposite way in my head. And
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I'm
no.
going to pull.
okay,
Yeah,
and
I'm.
Wake is basically heading towards sort of in the direction of Carlos then. So when the
Yeah,
door
but
opens.
out in the room, so I'm not gonna
Okay.
be in
And
his
to
way.
the side of the shotgun, I'm assuming as well.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right. Quake,
I
you're just
trust
kind
you.
of taking your first tentative steps towards it. Everyone's kind of getting to position. Kara, you're kind of just starting to stretch your hand towards the door when the door flies open and kind of knocks your hand back. Lee immediately lets off a shotgun round. It doesn't hit either of you. It's basically dead center for the open door. Quake is the only one who has a good view of this right now, and in the open doorway, there's nothing there. It's completely empty. There's even a muzzle flash from the gun going off, where it kind of briefly lights up the interior. You see, in this flash of white, you see this like a desk, like a cubicle desk, like an office desk, with a computer monitor on it. And as the gun goes off, everyone hears this kind of smashing as the shot finds a computer monitor and the desk and kind of just shreds it.
I
Oh.
didn't touch the door.
What does Carlos do in that immediate aftermath when you're kind of the door's open, you're kind of closest to the open door, you're closest to being exposed?
Yeah,
I'm
I raised
assuming
my fist
Quake is
just
frozen.
ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was have raised my fist ready to punch and just make maybe a little surprise step back when the door blew open and well, fuck me. And look over to Kara, look over to Quake, signaling Lee not to shoot again, and then I will, with still fist raised, head inside.
Okay, just when you turn to signal to Lee to not do anything, you just notice Ash's head disappearing down the hatch.
Fuck no! Ash, you little... And I'll rush over to him and try to just pull him out of the shaft.
Okay.
Even maybe use my fist to keep the hatch open and just pull him at the hair.
Okay.
Try to pull him out.
You rush over, When you get
Yeah.
to the hatch, that you're looking straight into an empty like opening. There's a ladder going down. It's quite dark. There's ambient light where you're around, but you haven't got any flashlights on or torches right now. So you
Yeah.
can only see a short way down into this. But as far as you can see, there's nothing. There's no movement down there. There's nothing. And you've got about light for maybe the first meter to 2 meters. You're fairly sure if Ash couldn't have gone down that far unless he was like trying to like rapidly go down, which he didn't.
Yeah.
He seemed to be kind of going down carefully when you saw him going into it.
Yeah. Do I have like a light with me just to illuminate the shaft?
Yeah, we could say it's like on your shoulder or something, so you can like click
Yeah.
it on.
Yeah. I try to illuminate the shaft, just like trying to put it on, and looking behind me around if he's there somehow. If it was just like a trick of the light or something like that.
Okay.
But I suppose Ash isn't up here with us, right?
Ash, I mean, you saw Ash going down, and you rushed straight
Yeah.
after him.
Yes. And now he's not there, so maybe it was a mirage. Like
You don't see.
I'm-
You quick
I'm-
glance around. You don't see Ash anywhere else. You click your torch on. You shine it down, and it illuminates. I don't know how far it can illuminate. We can say it's just in the future, right? So it can illuminate fairly far.
Yeah.
You know, dozens of meters.
Yeah.
And it's just you're just looking down an empty shaft, like a ladder going just down until the light, as far as the light can show.
Fuck. And I look around. I look to Lee. Where is he? Where did he went? Why did you let him go down there? Fuck it.
I'm watching the door. Shut up. What are Karen Quake doing right now?
I'm kind of stepping away from the door. And going up to the others and be like, what the hell happened to Ash?
Went down there.
What did you see?
I saw him. I saw his head, slowly descending.
Okay. So we
Well-
fired a shot. So they already know we're here, and so I call down this tunnel. I'm like, Ash.
For fuck's sake, come up here. And I try to use my most harshest, orderly voice, like.
You don't get a response from the shaft, but the display starts showing
Yes.
some text. He is safe.
Okay.
We can save you all,
Fuck yes.
but
Fuck
only
yes.
if you act now. Climb in.
Who the fuck are you?
No time. Climb
What
in.
the hell we do? And I
Carlos,
just
honestly, Ash has our only contact with the other ship. Like, if we don't find him, we will not get picked up. So I suggest we try.
There's a sudden explosion of sound. Boom! As Lee lets off another shot. You all jerk your heads to the door where a yellow figure is standing. Well, was standing. Flies back kind of back into the room. Shit!
Oh.
Shit! He reloads.
Yeah.
Everyone, maybe? Like,
Yes.
we can close the hatch behind us.
I think I killed it. I think I killed it. Nothing could have survived that. Got it dead center.
I'm
I'll
not
take a
sure if they work
few
that well.
steps closer to the yellow thing and looks in.
Well, you take one step closer and you can see that the yellow, the bare shape of yellow, because there's no one shining a light in there at the moment, unless Carlos has done that. That the shape of the yellow thing that went flying back from the shotgun blast is like twitching, and seems to slowly be like kind of getting higher up, like it's rising somehow.
Oh,
You can't make out the
I'll
exact.
smack the door closed and then run back to the hatch.
Okay.
Let's go.
It's waking up again.
Shit. Whatever this is. Okay.
No
okay.
time.
I think-
Climb in.
Yes.
The screen
Okay.
says.
Yeah.
Lee,
I move my ass down there.
I'll keep you back and say I go first. Lee, you're last. Quake, make sure Lee is also follows you, right?
Yes.
Okay, little one.
I'll try.
I climb down first and I watch out that Kara is in my line of sight when she descends also.
Okay. So you climb in first. The others, as you're watching Carlos climb in, he doesn't like magically disappear or anything. So it's a bit weird that Ash, you didn't see Ash. But Carlos climbs in. Carlos, as you're climbing down, you're kind of keeping an eye on who's above you. Kara, you climb in next, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Quake, as soon as Kara has climbed down, you're kind of watching the two of them descend into the darkness, although Carlos's torch is kind of like illuminating as he's going down. You glance back as the door opens, like gets thrown open.
Oh.
Lee says, "Shit, shit, shit!" When you look back, like you stopped looking down the tunnel, like down into the shaft. When you looked away, looked back, it's empty.
It's empty.
Although you've only glanced away for a moment, and they were like, Kara had just gone in.
Lee, we need to move quickly. Come.
Go, go!
And I'll start.
Fuck!
I start climbing down, but I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Get him over.
He fires another round, and this time the kind of like the creature, the thing takes a step back, but doesn't go flying. Like it's calibrated to the force of the impact, partially. And it's moving with this like jerky movement like it did before, but it's a little bit definitely slower than what you had been hurt, like what the others had described to you. Whether that's from being shot or you don't know. You start climbing into the hole, into the hatch.
Yeah, but I'll try to get Lee to come over and start climbing as well. But
yeah, I mean he's standing up and backing away, and he's kind of glancing over his shoulder. He's like cocking another round, or like chambering another round into his shotgun. Fires another round just as you're going down. It's like his rifle is very close to you. It's like you hear like this after it goes off in your ear. But you climb in.
Yeah, and through Quake's mind goes, should I climb faster so I will meet them? But if I can't see them, I will step on their hands, and that's not nice. Okay. So I'll climb moderately.
Going through your head.
Yeah.
When you suddenly step through a doorway and bump into Carlos and Kara in front of you. All of you have basically just walked through a doorway, and you appear to be, you're not climbing. There's something blocking your vision. Sorry. I'm trying to keep this really, really deadpan. It's not a comedy.
Oh, it's still kind of funny.
You appear to have just stepped into a large transit station. And a transit station, think of it like like an underground train station, if you will, something like that. So there's like, but this one has multiple train lines cut or like tracks coming in. Probably not train lines necessarily, but something like that. But very, very big, very round. It's got a very tall ceiling on it. And there is just suddenly a lot of things happening all at once that you notice. First of all, what the fuck? Like 1 minute you were climbing into this like hat, into this shaft, and the next minute you're like stepping through a doorway. The second thing you realize is that you have sound is a little bit muffled. And it's because you're wearing like a helmet or a mask or something like that. Everything's kind of like tinted in front of your face, and as you kind of look quickly like look around you, you notice that the others are wearing yellow hazmat suits with black visors. You're moving perfectly fine. You're not jerking around, anything like that. You also notice, as you're looking at the others, that all of you seem to be covered in blood splatter. You were wearing spacesuits before with the helmets removed. They are no longer. You're no longer wearing spacesuits, but you're like undersuit skins, I guess we would call them. You have these skin tight, like latex kind of like undersuits for like which we'd wear underneath a spacesuit for various reasons. That seems to still be on, but it's like you've changed out of your spacesuits, put these hazmat suits on, which are apparently covered in blood splatter. Ash is being carried by Carlos. Carlos, you are carrying Ash on one shoulder. He's bleeding heavily. But he's unresponsive. He's not moving. What's your dog's name?
Karis.
Karis. Karis is, at first, you don't know where Karis is. We'll get to that in a second, because there's just a lot going on right now. I gotta give you, feed it to you little bit by little bit. You can see through the glass of the buildings, and like this building has a lot of glass on it, like you'd expect from a big train station, that sort of thing. And on the other side, kind of dimly, because it's like perpetual night here, but there are some lights and stuff going on still. There are some very, very big buildings that look very impressive, like expensive. So you somehow think that you're either in the center of the city or very near it. And the last major thing that you notice is that there is the sound of a pitched battle going on very, very close. And in fact, as you're kind of like taking this all in, you notice some figures near the walls of this terminal station that are looking out behind cover with like automatic rifles, and they're kind of popping up from behind cover and like shooting out the broken windows.
Okay, but like, yeah, okay, so it's not an underground station, but like an
it's not an underground station. It's like an overground station.
Yeah, okay.
But sorry, it's more like a train. I shouldn't have said underground. It's like a train station.
Yeah, okay. So, and the ones shooting are in the same room as we are?
Yeah, but again, imagine you're in like a huge train station.
Yeah. Okay.
And you're like just coming in through some doorway on one side, and all the way on the other side of the train station, you see these figures like by the glass wall shooting out.
Are they wearing yellow suits as well?
No.
Okay.
They're wearing like dark
Oh
gray.
shit.
You can't really make out a lot of details from how far you... I would say you're probably more than 100 meters away right now from them.
Mm-hmm.
Or around, let's say, just say around 100 meters away. So it's... You can kind of tell that they're wearing gray. You can see maybe they have like a patch of some kind, but you can't really make out the details on an arm. But like they're wearing a uniform, kind of. In fact, I don't know if you would... Yeah. Maybe. Okay, we'll just say one of you at least will know. Probably Quake, because of your time in corporate, growing up in corporate land. These are Canopy Extraction. This is the Canopy Extraction team.
Oh.
Wearing like Canopy clothing. And in fact, as you notice that you're looking at the others, you realize that you all have a Canopy insignia on your hazmat suits as well.
I think Quake will point and say, "Those bastards, they're trying to steal it from us."
Well, but
It's
they
the
are in the
extraction
middle of
team.
they are in the middle of a fight. We might wanna leave them fighting and do something else and get there first.
Yeah.
I just stumble backwards 2 steps against the wall and try to lift the body of Ash from my shoulders and like I've let myself down with the back along the wall, and I try to hold him and say, "Fuck, fuck, fuck, fuck." Try to. Can I open my visor? My visor?
Visor, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I try
Sure.
to open it so I can see clearly at Ash.
The problem is you have this funky hand thing, right? And you
Yeah,
got
I have.
him.
I
you
hope.
got him. Well, I guess we can say you've got you're holding him with that hand. One thing you do notice is that the hazmat suit is completely like torn where you've put this thing on. So you've like getting it on was kind of like you had to kind of rip the arm off. So the arm is kind of like hanging off on that side.
Yeah.
But yeah, you lift the visor up.
Yeah.
And when you do that, because this is like a hazmat suit, there's a smell of this coppery smell of blood that hits you immediately, as well as like the kind of ozone smell of lots of bullets being fired. That sort of like gunpowdery, activated gunpowder smell.
Yeah.
That hits you all at once.
Yeah. I try to lift him down. And fuck.
Yeah.
And I see is Ash still alive?
You kind of lay him down, and you can see that his chest is kind of going up and down. So
Yeah.
he's breathing still. But he's also wearing a yellow hazmat suit. But his has been punctured by what looks like possibly a shotgun blast.
Oh. Okay.
And also Lee is not here.
Mhm.
And not only is Lee not here, Quake, you suddenly realize that you're holding Lee's sniper rifle.
Oh. This is interesting.
What the hell?
You're being so distracted by everything else that you didn't quite notice this at first, but now it starts kind of coming, like intruding itself upon your consciousness, is that there is this like weird humming, thrumming, throbbing in just the back of your mind. And Carlos and Kara, you recognize this as almost immediately as the same sort of I don't want to say melody, but it's the same sound, very similar to the sound you heard in the power station, only less intense, obviously.
Yeah. Is it synchronized with the blood dripping from Ash's body?
No, at least not that you can tell.
Okay. Yeah.
It is like a bit like a heartbeat, but like not quite. It's
Okay. I'll try to rip up the side with my torn arm of my hazard suit, or to try to rip it up even further, and to try to produce my exhume, my I think combat drug it is, and it has the effect.
Well,
if used
hold
on
on.
injured.
Hold on, because once you go in to look for your gear, each of you will have lost a random piece of equipment.
Okay.
Obviously, the thing that's attached to your arm is still there, but anything else, we're gonna figure that out now. So,
Okay.
you've got drugs.
Roll a d6
You've got your
for me.
urban essentials kit, and you've got. Is that it?
The Mastiff, my
Yeah,
drone.
but that doesn't count. We're not counting the drone because the Karis is missing already.
Yeah.
It's actually something on your person is what I mean.
Okay.
So why don't you
Then
flip
50-50
coin?
shot.
The fact, if you go into Foundry on the chat screen, there should be a. Just roll any of those dice at the bottom of the symbols, and it will go with evens. It's your urban essentials kit, and odds. It's the drugs.
Oh no! It's the drugs.
So your drugs. You
no.
look for your drugs. They're not there. Why don't
Yeah,
we
my
have a
hand
quick-
hazily searches, rifles through the inside of my hazard suit. Fuck.
So let's look at Quake very quickly. You had a pistol.
Yeah.
You had an environment. Oh, you have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A pistol. Sorry.
Some of them are more important than others.
A pistol, an environment scanner, a wasteland survival kit, a notebook of ramblings, and trinkets. So those 5 things.
Yeah.
Roll a d10, and we're gonna go with 1, 2, 3, 4, just down that list.
Yeah.
That's the middle one, right?
Yeah. Come on. No. Oh, sorry. Did something bad here. Give me a moment. And then is it just no? How do I roll?
You should be able to click on it,
Give me a
and then
moment.
there's a roll in the
Oh
very
yeah,
bottom right.
yeah. It was my screen wasn't at the right situation there. Click and roll.
So your pistol's gone. I mean, you've got
2.
a sniper rifle, so that's
Yeah,
could be a lot worse.
that's okay.
Let me
I'll
just quickly
trash that one then.
Let me just drag Lee's sniper rifle into your inventory. There we go, and we'll just
Ooh,
delete.
nice.
Oh, you've deleted already. Okay.
Yeah,
And then
sorry,
let's
I was
look
quick.
at Kara's inventory.
Mhm.
Knife. Oh my God, you got lots. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So roll a d10, and on a 0, we'll re-roll. Nine. So your soporific toxin is gone.
Okay.
All right. In fact, let's go back a second. Carlos had how many of those? You had a quantity of 4 of those. Why don't you roll a d4 and you've lost? There's that many missing.
Okay.
So if you roll a 4 on the d4, they're all gone. You roll a 2.
I've got a 2, I
So
suppose.
you
Yeah.
got 2 left.
So I've
Yeah.
got 2 more doses left, and yeah, when I find them, I think maybe they're even scattered. I have to scrape down my leg inside the hazard suit to find them, maybe.
Okay.
And I produce a dose of Exhum, and yeah, I try to open the Wizard of Ash, and hold on, buddy, hold on, and try to inject it with my non-servo arm, and yeah,
Okay.
I suppose I just injected into his throat, I suppose.
Like into his neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
like what they do in the movies, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, fine. Yeah, you kind of jam it in there and like push the plunger, and it's like it does its thing. You can see after a few moments, you can see that his breathing was maybe a bit ragged before, and he seems to the breathing seems to be a little bit more stable. Like kind of like a painkiller, maybe is that sort of a thing. But there is still blood leaking from the holes in his torso.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I have a medikit if we want to help him more.
Yeah. Let's
Or
go.
somewhere. Let's go somewhere more calm, maybe.
Yeah. Because if you're an injured PC,
There's still a pitched battle
restores.
happening nearby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, do we see any trains or something like that?
Nope.
I will also try to look for something that could be a resonance generator or something like that. Do we know how the objective we're looking for look like?
No idea. It was like proprietary canopy technology, and you weren't with Canopy yourself when you were
No.
before you kind of like left your previous corporation. So nobody knows exactly what it looks like. And in fact, they did tell you that they were able to intercept the name of the thing, that it was called the Resonance Core, and that's about it. That was in your briefing. No idea how big it is, what it looks like, anything like that. Just what it's called.
Yeah. Let's get out of this place. I think it's a bit disturbing.
Is our communication device still there? Is that with Ash, or
No.
is it lost?
No. Ash is not carrying anything. And none of you have his his radio thing.
Great.
Well,
On a
Ash.
scale from 1 to 10, my friend, you're fucked.
I mean, you do notice you're kind of looking around, looking for a place to go. You do see that there are quite a lot of dead bodies lying around, like from the Canopy crew, and there's a lot of gear lying near them where they're lying, and there's almost certainly going to be some sort of a radio unit, with one of them. So you could try and scavenge.
I would
something
love
if
to
you wanted
search for one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to search
I'll
for
help you.
one.
I mean, you're gonna have to get
Oh.
close to the people who have noticed you yet and are having actually like firing guns. There's probably about, we'll say, probably about 6 of them that you can see that are kind of like actively kind of talking to each other and shooting and stuff. So far, even though you're wearing bright yellow, you're just the kind of way they're organized, because it's like a rounded building, and they're kind of like just opposite you in the curve. So when they're like looking at each other, they're kind of like looking at each other across a curve, and they don't have to turn their bodies to look back. But if any moment one of them glances your way, they're almost certainly going to spot you in your bright yellow hazmat suits. Well, bright yellow spattered with red.
Yeah. Are there any doors or any further rooms next to here, like a staircase or something like that?
You look around. There's the door you just came out of.
Does it have a display on the side?
There's a. It says janitorial.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never mind. I suppose Carlos doesn't think it leads directly back. Things don't seem so stable here, and neither does I. So neither do I. So I pull him back there into the janitory and try to. I just hush to Kara. Come on, let's fix him up proper.
All right. Okay. Let's do this first.
Can't get
I'll
anything
then.
without our
I'll. If you're
cold fire.
doing that, I can keep watch, and I'll crouch down and use the scope for the rifle, and not use scope. I would be prepared to shoot if someone's
Yeah.
looking our way.
Using the scope like a telescope at the moment, like you're just watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try to check them each sure.
Yeah.
If I can see them turning, I will look at them. Yeah.
Sure. And you can do the
Something
thing
like
where
that.
you've got one eye open and one eye looking through the telescope, so you can kind of like kind of like double
Okay, cool.
weird dual vision.
Yeah.
Okay. But you're keeping your hazmat suit on? Because you're like
If
wearing
you're saying that
underneath
like that, yeah.
under,
Yeah. I have
underneath it,
this-
you're wearing basically like a skin tight black leotard.
Ooh.
I mean, super
Oh,
sexy.
yeah. Well, Quake is looking good in that one, so he's gonna peel the bloody clothes
But
off.
it's
Of
just, I mean,
course.
you're gonna be less noticeable than wearing bright yellow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll do that.
Okay.
Mhm.
So Quake is disrobing. The two of you go back into the into this janitor's closet, basically. Nothing happens when you go back in. You don't lose like perspective or suddenly exit in another place. You're just in this janitor's closet. It's kind of, it's not tiny. Like you can both fit in there with Ash, and you could probably fit a few more people in. It's kind of spacious like that. But there's like shelves on the walls with janitor's equipment in there, and you see no exits of any kind. Like you came out of this closet, but you're not sure how, like, why you would have been in there in the first place. Like literally no idea. It appears to be perfectly clean. There's no blood inside. I mean, there is now. You've dragged Ash in and you've laid him on the floor. So there's like a starting to be like a bit of blood starting to very slowly kind of spread from his body. But yeah, that's where you are. You let the door close behind you, and start using the medikit. So let's get an actual skill test for this.
Okay.
Can we metagame and say we know how good we are at heal, and then choose the character who has the highest heal skill?
I mean, you're gonna know that it's not really metagaming. One of you's gonna have a little bit more knowledge of it anyway. Like, you can have that like discussion briefly between yourselves. Who is higher? Can you have a look at your character sheets very quickly?
I have tech D10 and heal D6.
Same.
Okay.
And
Quick
tech in
is not
general
gonna
just
help.
a D8.
Pardon?
Take what? Cool.
Tech in general just a D8.
Okay, then I should do it, right?
You get help from somebody. They're gonna roll their skill die and only their skill die, and any successes they roll will add to yours. So whoever's gonna make the actual skill test can add one. Or no, they won't actually make it. The other person will then just roll the single skill die, which you said was a D6.
A D6.
So decide between yourselves.
Alright.
And hold on, you're I'm looking at the PDF for some reason. I think I added it already to the gear, didn't I? For the medical kit. It's like what it does. No, designed to provide essential first aid. I'm just gonna quickly check to see. It should possibly give you some sort of a bonus to your heal. Let me just double check that very quickly. Right. Medical kit.
Right, Carmen. So should Carlos roll? I suppose we know each other long enough to know who's more competent in what. And
Yes. Your tech is better than mine, so you should roll, and I'll roll the helping hand.
I suppose they already did this sometimes before. Not that many. I don't know how long you are with the resistance, but I can imagine they practice this.
They did this, yeah.
Okay. So I just roll a d10 and a d6, right?
No,
and
the medical kit gives you. It has like actually is written on the on the actual card in Foundry. It has an up arrow with a 1 to heal, so it steps up your healing attempt by 1. And the way that works when you're stepping something up, you take your higher die, which is the d10, and you step that up to a d12.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you're rolling a d12 plus a d6, and Carmen, you're rolling a d6 as well. That would to help.
All right.
Okay. Then I roll. Oh no.
So that's a grand total of nothing. Now here's where you have the options to push your roll if you want to. If you re-roll, you can only re-roll the once. I mean, this is like any Year Zero game. If you get ones on both of the dice, not the helping dice, but the other dice, I'm not actually sure if you can push on the helping roll can push, but let's say we can. So let's say out of the 3 dice being rolled, if 2 of them are ones, you're going to trigger a mishap. And in this case, it's probably going to be a gear mishap because you're using gear.
Yeah. I think that's fine. We should re-roll that.
Yeah. So I think since
Actually,
I was using Exum.
You're each. Sorry, it actually does talk about this. So Jakob, if you roll 2 ones, a mishap occurs, and because you're using gear, it's going to potentially be affected by that. Yeah. And Kara, if you roll a 1, sorry, Carmen, if Kara rolls a 1, then you're triggering a mishap because you're only rolling the 1 die. So, and you just rolled the 1, but you're pushing now. So that's before you pushed.
I'm ready to sink elbow deep into his chest cavity. It's fine.
All right.
I can fix this.
Go ahead and give me those rerolls.
Okay. So d12 again, like, right?
Yep.
With all the
D12
bonuses.
and D6 for you.
Oh!
Holy shit.
Ah,
All right, we
That
need a
was
6
close.
here. Nope.
Nope.
Okay,
Nope.
so
Nope.
it's fine.
I think after you've pushed your roll, if your roll fails, you immediately suffer a mishap.
Okay.
But you also
Oh.
each
All
earn
right.
1 style, so both of you can
Nice.
add 1 style to your character sheet. We haven't really used style yet.
Right.
We can talk about that now. If you can actually, before you roll, you can spend style to get an automatic success. Sorry, I should have probably mentioned that. But I don't. I think it's okay that Ash is not being healed.
He-
Like, kind of
is dead now.
flavorful.
Yeah, is he dead or won't
He's
he
not-
survive the
he's-
thing? Cause
He's
like
not dead. He's just
the
still bleeding. You
Exum-
haven't managed to stop the bleeding.
Okay.
He's still breathing.
Okay. Because if
Get
used on
both of you-
injured PC, instantly restores all health and physical conditions. The Exum, the combat drug. So I suppose like he's hyped with painkillers and stuff like that, but probably he won't survive longer than the adventure. Maybe. I could imagine.
So
at least.
your X, whatever it was called, Exum is probably what is keeping him alive right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know if you've already injected him with 2 doses previously, right?
I only injected 1 dose. I still
That
have
you
1 left.
remember, but the 2 doses
As
were
you
missing.
remember, yeah.
So, Oh,
Two doses were missing, right?
Ooh.
Um,
we will find out, I suppose.
what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I want both of you to give me an observe roll, please. It's under cool. Just a straight up cool observe roll. This is like a passive thing, so I won't let you push or spend any style on it. But there we go.
Ooh. Wow, both are burning. Like,
Remember to
That's
open your
it.
macro bar, and there's a dice roller there. Yeah, there's like a dice roller macro.
oh no, I didn't do this honestly, but yeah.
There's like
Cool.
there's like a little
I have
on the bottom
another-
left. There's like a
another
little
D8.
folder icon with an arrow above it. If you click the arrow, it opens this macro bar.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
Ah, yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It automatically tells us what the number of success is. It doesn't matter though. We can figure it out too.
Ooh.
So I mean, both of you succeed. So your
Yeah.
observation rolls, you observe that there. You think that his eyes are closed, like his eyelids are closed, but you think that his eyes might be glowing behind his lids.
Mhm.
And
I
like
try to-
like shimmering glow, like a candle flame, you know, like it's not a steady glow, like a constant light. It's kind of like a candle flame would kind of fluctuate with its intensity.
Well, we need him awake. Like, he's the one who has the most sort of an idea where the stuff is we're looking for, right? So I try to pull open his eyelid.
Yeah.
Look below.
You pull his eyelids back, or like pull an eyelid open, and his eyes immediately open wide, and you can't see any aspect of his eyes, just this swirling luminescence, the same luminescence you saw in the water. And at the same moment when his eyes open, his mouth opens like he's screaming, but there's no sound that comes out.
Because I got my fist in it.
No.
Yeah, I try to very instinctively cover his mouth, but not effectively
You
enough.
cover his mouth, he's like, and you're like, cover his mouth, but like, it doesn't matter really because there's no sound coming out, at least that you can tell.
Yeah.
But his eyes are like wide. You can't tell where he's looking. And then his body starts to like arch, like his back starts to kind of arch like this.
I try to keep him down. Can I try to restrain him somehow?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Because
And I
he's
shut
kind of
his
coming
eyes
up
again.
He's coming up in the middle, and you have to push down
Yeah.
on his middle, which is where he's got his wounds.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be like pressing down on his wounds, are you?
Yeah, no. I try to. Yeah, no. I keep him arching, and I try to keep him to wake him up. Like, he's infected. Probably, maybe he's got a weird shock or something else. But maybe I can bring him back to his senses, to
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
get back control over his body.
he's kind of going more and more bowed until like
Mhm.
his arms are flat against the ground, but his body is arching, and so rigid. Like even if you wanted to push him down, you'd almost have to like maybe like jump on him or push on him hard. He's so like rigid, like his bones, and even his neck is like bent so that he's in this like perfect, almost going into this perfect arch shape. And then you try and you said close his eyes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to close his eyes again, like because this
You
all
can-
started
okay.
to happen when Carlos opened up his eyes. So I'm just trying to be like, nah, it's dark.
So, I mean, you're welcome to try on your own face, but like if you open your eyes really wide, try and like close your eyelids. It's almost
Yeah.
impossible to do.
I know.
Okay. So you're like kind of like digging your eye like
I'm
here.
covering. I'm covering his eyes just
covering
with
his
my
eyes.
hand, like
Okay.
giving him like it's dark again.
Okay. That has no
Does that do
has,
anything?
that doesn't do anything, unfortunately.
Great. Shit.
He's nearly at the apex of his new dance routine. His new yoga position.
No. Can you hear cracking of bones?
Not yet. but it feels like maybe they're going to start cracking soon because he's almost in like a very unnatural position.
Yeah. I try to get through somehow. I try to shout at him with my chain of command, maybe.
Okay.
Come back now, we need you. You're a soldier after all. Our success depends on you, mate. Come back here, Ash. Come back. I dare you. I double dare you. And yeah, try to rattle his shoulders.
I mean, do you want to roll persuade?
If I may. Yeah, okay. That's a D10 plus a D6.
Well, you get a +1 step.
True.
Yep. So your D10 becomes a
D12. Sure, then we'll roll.
Okay.
Oh, the 10. Yeah.
Your
Alright.
words kind of make it something of a difference. He unfortunately doesn't stop his yoga posturing, but there seems to be a noise starting to come out of him, and remember his mouth is still locked wide open like he's screaming, and the sound that's coming out is.
We can't hear that.
It gets
because-
cancelled by Discord noise.
Yeah.
I was creeping myself out. It was a good sound.
Oh,
I
no.
think everybody
Close
watching
to the
could
rest
probably
of the
hear it
world.
because Discord wouldn't have canceled it for them. They were hearing it straight out of my mic.
Ooh.
It's,
Oh, no.
Oh god. Okay. Damn you, Discord. I was basically just making a squeaking,
Screeching?
like a quiet squeaking sound, but like a. I can't describe it. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's hard to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Shit. That's a bit annoying. It's like the scream is coming, but it's like choked off, and it's not very loud. It's you can barely hear it. I don't know if you've seen any Japanese horror movies. Sometimes the kind of freaky, it's usually girls with long black hair that you can't see their face, and they're usually making kind of strange sounds. It's kind of in that direction.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like a shrieky, like a weird shriek sound.
Okay.
Mr.
Not like
McNulty
the
heard it at least.
child
So
from the ring.
our audience could hear it.
Okay.
So yeah, there's like this weird, like kind of noise coming out of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Come on! I know you're in there. Come back to me. Yeah, try to get him back. Futile, probably, but that's what Carlos is quite engaged in.
Mr.
What are you doing?
McDonting in the chat says it sounded like he tried to squeak, but something heavy was sitting on his chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
So, not everything you're trying is not getting through to him. There's this glowing coming out of his glowing eyes, which is just very, very weird. And then he reaches the kind of apex of his movement. His body has, if you kind of like lean back a bit, it looks as though he has made a perfect half circle with his body. With his arms are flat on the floor, but his body is like making this perfect half circle. You think? I mean, you haven't measured it, but it looks.
Yeah.
It looks like that.
Well, it's a janitorial, so I guess there's a bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I vomit.
Okay.
This is I vomit. This is a bit too much for a teenager.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're a teenager. Oh yeah.
I was getting even more desperate, like the hair falling into his face, into sweat covered face, and last what he can think is just lifting him up and shaking him until he is muzzle.
I'm not sure if you should do this.
You go to
I'm
to
neither,
pick him
but-
up, but he's strangely difficult to pick up because it's like he's I mean he probably weighs about, I don't know, somewhere between like 70 and 80 kilos maybe.
Yeah.
With like all of his gear and stuff on too, and he's basically like so rigid it's like he's a 70 to 80 kilo piece of metal sculpture almost.
Okay, but he's building a perfect arch, right? So I can
But he's
just
pulling
grab
a perfect
below
arch,
the arch.
and when you start to like, if you start to like, you could like drag him. He's not going to move. If you pick him up, yeah. Let's have a think. So how exactly are you doing this?
Well, I got my strong servo arm, and I just go below the arch and I lift him up.
Okay.
Okay.
His body starts coming up, and when his elbows like leave the ground, he kind of goes limp.
Ooh,
Oh no.
You kind of feel that
That's
in
good.
the middle.
okay.
His eyes are still open, but they're not glowing anymore.
Okay. I pull my other arm below his knees and try to hold him like a princess.
He's totally limp.
And
Is he even still alive?
I wanted to check that right now, but yeah.
He doesn't seem to be breathing anymore.
Yeah. I fall down to my knees. Head just slumping down.
Classic
damn it.
X-Zoom overdose.
Hmm.
No,
Really?
I'm joking. Yeah. So he's not breathing. I mean, he's gone limp. His eyes are closed. You kind of maybe even get a bit close, like to his face, but without maybe opening his eyelids. There doesn't seem to be anything glowing behind his eyes. No, scratch that. His eyes are still open, and
Yeah.
they're just his normal eyes. Maybe a bit bloodshot around, like in the whites, but otherwise his eyes, nothing glowing, and totally
I
like
shine light
empty
into.
stare. Yeah, the empty. That's
Okay.
like no response from the iris of people's.
Pulse. I take off the.
Yeah, but you got like a medical kit. It's got all that kind of stuff too in it. He's dead.
Yeah. All right.
Shit. Okay.
I vomit a second time, and I leave this room.
I close his eyes. Oh, sorry, Matt. Did you want to say something?
Not yet.
I close his eyes. Please him for probably any kind of equipment he still has, but he doesn't have any, right?
No, because you were carrying him, so he would have had like a bag with him. But for whatever reason, you didn't. In the space between you going into the shaft and walking to the door, his bag has gone missing.
Yeah. I unwisely but solemnly close the visor. After I closed his eyes, I closed the visor of the hazard suit. And then lay his hands kind of orderly to his side and stand up.
Yep.
Looking up
By
to the
this-
others.
By this point, Kara's left the room, I guess.
I'm out.
Okay, you're still wearing your yellow hazmat suit, your yellow-red hazmat suit. When you exit the room, you notice that Quake is crouching there, looking super sexy in his black body glove, as Mr. McDaunting called it.
Yeah.
I mean, he is basically like the perfect specimen of a human being because he's been basically cloned, like perfect DNA kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And all those rock lickings
Been
hasn't really seemed to have changed any of that.
It only
Yeah,
changed the
kinda
good
stand
part,
there.
the mind.
You probably
Kind of
probably
stand there a
also
bit
had,
awkward.
like- You probably also had like special genetic altering to make your metabolism like really, really optimum, so you could eat whatever you wanted and you'll never put on weight. That sort of, all that kind of
course.
rich stuff, rich people
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway,
He looks
do you
up
want-
at you and
Yeah.
it
Are we
didn't go
stripping
well.
right now?
No, well, I thought that they might, not like the color of our clothes. And I think black is slimming, right?
Yeah, as if you needed that. And I kind of go iku on my suit. It's like rubbing a finger on it, and it's like making this awkward, slightly squeaking sound.
Oh,
Ash is dead.
oh well. That's sad.
Yeah.
Well, we
it
might
was
meet him later.
weird. You might what?
Oh well, sometimes we meet them later.
Oh, I just understood we eat them later, and I don't want to do this.
No. I don't eat people, I think.
Okay, great. That's a start.
I think.
Yeah.
You're giving me ideas.
Well, he has been out doing stuff. I'm not sure.
By the way,
Yeah.
Quake, you probably would have.
Yeah.
You're all wearing like watches and stuff. You probably would have glanced down at your watch at some point after you'd taken your clothes, your hazmat suit off.
Absolutely.
There's probably been about 6 hours have passed between when you think you must have gone down the hatch and when the time
Mhm.
now.
Mhm.
Ish. I'm not
That's-
exactly, but
yeah.
it's like roughly
Mhm.
a quarter of a day later.
Well, I think we're in a hurry.
True. Should we all leave those suits behind?
Well,
Probably. I mean,
they
they're
don't really
quite
help
bright.
if they have holes in them, right?
That's true.
At this point, Carlos has left the janitor's closet as well, and you realize that the shooting has stopped.
Oh,
Okay, shit.
I look around. Are they dead or have they left?
You don't see any of the ones that were inside. They're not there anymore. You were kind of keeping your eye on them with
Yeah.
your
Scope.
scope. And then
Yeah.
when Kara came out, you were talking to her. You kind of weren't looking at them anymore.
I'll check the watch again.
No, it's still like no. You haven't lost any time. They've either
Okay.
like just like slipped out outside. Probably they just slipped outside.
I hate to take your cue, Carlos, but I think we need to move.
Yeah.
Carlos, can you
Sure.
give me an observation test with an upgrade?
With an upgrade. Okay.
A free upgrade. So that's your cool is D10, your observe is a D6. So that's a D12 and a D6. I'm looking for two
Yeah.
successes here.
No. This is
Okay.
horribly.
Can
Horrible.
everybody give me an observe roll? Only Carlos gets the upgrade. And just let me know
Okay.
if I'm looking for two successes from anyone.
Mm-hmm.
How does the dice roller down here work? Ah,
It didn't work that way. I put on 2 dice and it didn't do it. But well, let's see what the other one does. No, I'm just very much of a no.
Oh.
Almost.
no, didn't remember.
We can do a. Wait a second. Did we have a mishap last time?
Yeah, I had one.
No, from the
Up
push
in
roll
the-
with the medical test.
Oh,
I think we exhausted the medikit, something like. Didn't you say? The
No,
mishap
so
is-
that's actually let's back up very briefly. The medikit, looking at Kara's sheet, has a doesn't have a stat for. Hold on a second. There we go. It's which kind is it? It's a standard medikit. No, it doesn't say. Okay. I guess we could say that it gets used.
Oh, I'm
up.
sorry. I rolled something that wasn't
Good. Don't worry.
in there.
Let's just say for now that the mishap is that the medikit like is used up somehow. So maybe it had been used in the 6 hours that you've lost somehow, and there's like just a little bit left to it with whatever you needed, and you use the last of it. So basically it's gone
Okay.
as the mishap result.
Yeah, I'll delete it.
But in future, if
maybe
you want to
contaminated
push
lot
your
of-
rolls, if you want to push your rolls in future and you fail a push roll, then you suffer a mishap, and it's often a condition that you'll take. And the conditions give you a negative, give you a -1 step on all future rolls relating to that mishap, or to that condition. Do any of you want to push that observation roll?
Can I use a style to kind of?
I mean, yeah, I keep forgetting about style. Style needs to be technically
Yeah,
needs to be spent
I
before, but we can
think
say
too.
in this instance, if one of you wants to spend 2 style to get a success, you can.
Oh, you have to
I don't
spend
have
two
any.
style to get an auto success, right?
You need it's basically it's 1 for 1 for the number of successes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, well.
Okay, I have 3, so yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and reduce those on your sheets. You actually
Yeah.
observe with your style. You actually observe that the dog drone Karis is in the building with you. It's in a different spot, but it's up against one of the walls, kind of between a bench and a bin, kind of shadowed, and it's sitting there,
Hey guys, over there.
watching you, like looking directly
Over
at
there.
you. Again, probably about like, I don't know, something like 60 to 80 meters away, not quite the full 100.
There's Karis
What? Where?
right over there.
Carlos,
Do
you
I
normally
see
you normally
Karis?
have like you can kind of sense when Karis is nearby. It's very weird that he's this
Yeah.
close and you have no idea. You can't feel his presence at all.
Yeah. But do I see him? Do my normal senses
Once
recognize
Kara
him?
tells you where to look, yeah, you can see him.
Yeah. I try to command him with the usual connection to come here.
Okay.
Does he respond, or do I have to call?
You make as
like-
soon as you reach out to try and make the connection, as you do with like
Yeah.
like through your data link in your head to like reach out to him. This thrumming and humming thing that's just in the background intensifies hugely. You suffer 1 resolve damage, which is like mental stress.
Okay.
So your resolve goes down 1.
Yeah.
And you don't seem to be able to get through to Karis. Do you want to keep trying?
I want to call him. Like, come here, Karis.
Like shout out to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a dog brain inside there after all. Even if it's not kind of complete anymore. So.
Yeah. Okay. You shout out, Karis, come here. Your voice rings out across the kind of inside the station. Almost
Yeah.
like the rounded ceiling is like a nice little auditorium for sound too. So it's amplified quite nicely. But the dog doesn't, or the drone doesn't respond. Still doesn't respond. Just as an aside, very quickly, the author, Chris, is in the chat, and he's just said that he didn't want to derail our momentum, but a step up rises the lower die first, as in Blade Runner. So I was handling that incorrectly, but it's
Alright.
fine. Not that it helped anyway, because you're still failing your dice rolls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks. Okay, yeah. I mumble. I try to look around if I can see anyone else except from my crewmates. And I'll crouch, like, hastily run over to Karis, try to reestablish a connection.
Did they take the bodies?
No.
Exactly my question as well.
No.
So I'll jog
So I
over to
will
them and
still
look at. Yeah.
Look for a radio unit.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
I'll help.
just to clarify, Kara and Carlos are still wearing your hazmat suits with the visors up.
I would like to rip mine off
Okay.
as soon as I
I mean, yours is already
resolve.
ripped up a bit anyway, so you should just keep ripping and it will come off fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Like, like a stripper
Okay.
ripping their clothes off. Sorry.
Ooh.
It's like a one piece that zips up the back, I guess, or maybe it zips up at the front, but you just kind of like "Rah!"
Or diagonally, so, like that.
however it works.
Zip. Yep.
But you can take it off yourself. And Carrie, you're gonna take yours off as well?
I will follow if Carlos does it. I will do it too, because like Looney can have bad ideas, but if Carlos follows, I will do so too.
Okay. Yeah. So you're all now wearing your what are they called? Skin suits or whatever.
Body gloves.
Your under
body
suits for
gloves.
your under suits for the for your spacesuits. Okay. Yeah, so you run over to the bodies, and Carlos runs over to Karis. Carlos, when you start getting close to Karis, starts growling. And actually, it was sitting watching you. It actually like lifts its bum lifts off the ground, so it's standing.
Okay.
And you can see it's like its teeth kind of like a.
Okay.
Karis has never ever done this to you before. It's like Karis doesn't know who you are.
Yeah. I suppose I have to make use of my apps, like suggestion, I suppose it was. I want to try to hack Karis back to under my control, sort of, like with suggestion. You plant a suggested course of action into the victim's mind. The victim must make a persuade roll with an adjective modifier equal to the power level. If the roll fails, the victim feels compelled to take the suggested action in the next turn. In the initiative order, this suggestion covers one fast action. The victim cannot perform any other actions until the suggested action is performed. I suppose I would suggest to lower his or to reestablish connection to me, I suppose. Would this make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah?
It's going to be...
Drive or...
Sorry?
Drive? Is that skill? Or...
No. Drive is to actually like drive a vehicle.
Oh, okay. I forgot what's compute. Is it data then?
So do we have to roll for an app?
Yeah.
Anyway? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
right.
just looking it up
Okay.
real quickly.
Quake is
The
jogging
thing is,
over
I
with
haven't come
the.
up with. Well, I'll just come up with something. I'll just come up with a firewall for Karis.
Yeah.
Which is basically like their armor when you're rolling
Plus-
against them.
Yeah.
And you are going to be rolling your. So the form of puppeteering. This is a puppeteering app, right?
Yeah, it's a suggestion. I think I don't have to roll, but the victim must make a persuade roll. So this is like the victim has a defensive roll,
No,
and
you
if that
roll-
roll fails,
you roll persuade, and they make an opposed roll. It says here they also make an observe roll as a reaction to counter your persuade roll.
Okay. Good. So I roll observe with cool as a basis or with tech?
So it's
with tech as a
basically like you're
basis?
using data, exactly like you're using data. So
Okay.
with tech, but instead of using data, you're using persuade. So it's basically the same dice roll, right? For you.
Yes, it is.
And you can spend your 1 point of style to get an instant success here if you want before you roll.
Yeah, I think I will do that.
And it's whoever gets more successes between you and the dog. So I'm rolling for the dog now, physically in front of me.
Okay. But I roll anyway, right?
I'm
With
not telling you
both
what
die.
I've rolled. So yeah, you roll as well. Yeah. So you're sitting on 2 successes.
2 successes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's technically that's a critical success if you have 2, so basically on an opposed roll, any successes I roll would cancel out any of yours. I didn't actually roll any successes. I didn't roll for the firewall though. Okay, so I just rolled a d6 for the firewall. It's a simple d6, and if I would have gotten a 6, it would have canceled out one of yours. It didn't, so you basically got like a critical success, which is definitely going to be good enough for you to, to get in there. You said suggestion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we can just kind of play it where your power of suggestion is able to tell the dog to like maybe reboot its system or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you do that, the dog kind of goes rigid. It stops growling, and you can see its eyes kind of like there's like a flickering like red light that goes across them. And then you can feel the link is back with Karis. After like a 10-15 second reboot time. So you've got control of Karis again. Over to Kara and Quake.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't each of you give me? Why don't you each of you roll me? I'm gonna treat this like a luck die.
Oh.
You can use style if you want for a success. Otherwise, give me a D. Both of you can roll me a D8.
All right.
And I'm looking for success. If you get 1 success, you're gonna find something useful. If you find 2 successes, you're gonna find a radio. So do you want to spend any? I know Quake doesn't have any style.
Nope.
But
He has
Kara's
no
got
style.
the last point.
One...
This would be the last
Yeah.
style from the whole party as well. I
Ooh.
don't know how badly you want to find
Damn
something.
it. You guys, I kind of feel like we could use this later,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah? Alright.
Let's see what happens without the
Understood.
radio if we don't find it. Let's have luck.
Yeah. Let's have luck.
Nope. No luck for me.
Wait. So. Oh no.
I said 2 successes, didn't I? And you're only rolling 1 die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
why don't
you just 1d8, you told us.
Yeah, but you can't
Yeah.
get 2 successes with the D8. you can get it with
Nope.
with a D10 or a D12. Roll 2 D8 then. So both of you roll a second time.
Okay.
Hey.
Woohoo!
No.
So Quake finds fuck all useful stuff.
Yeah. I get
just
distracted by a gun casing. Oh, this is shiny.
Kara finds. What do you want to find? What would be useful to you that other than the radio unit?
More
Maybe
medikits?
some other, like maybe another medikit, something useful to help
Yeah.
heal somebody up.
Yeah, you definitely find a medikit. Why don't you give me a D6 roll?
Yes.
I was hoping for a big roll there. That's standard. It's exactly the same one you had before. I can drag that to your. There should be an item for it.
Okay.
If I type in medical kit.
Sweet.
And Quake is holding this piece of a broken piece of a gun or a bullet casing and looking at it.
I'm so fucking proud of you, you magpie.
Okay,
Wow.
Carlos. At this point, you can see Kara's found herself another medikit and is putting it into her bag. It looks like Carmen's video is locked.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's back,
whoa,
Yeah,
yeah.
jumping
whoa.
about. Yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
She's back.
Temporal
You had your own little
distortion here,
temporal anomaly there.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
It's called German
you-
Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it was calling Quake a magpie.
Shall we take a quick break here because we're kind of at the 1.5 hour
Yes.
mark.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
grand.
Take a 10-minute break because we'll come back at quarter two, like an 8-minute break.
Mm.
Like quarter two.
Yeah, sounds
Perfect.
good.
All right. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see everybody watching in 8 minutes ish.
Yeah.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye bye.
All right, we're back. Oh, no. This is bad. I just came back up to this very, very warm room with a nice, very cold beer, and I can't find my bottle opener anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, do you want to borrow one from me?
I have
It's
one
only
in here
Sweden.
somewhere.
Yeah.
I need it quicker than that. Anyway, I'm gonna look around while you guys tell me what you're up to. What your next plan is.
Quake looks over to Kara and says, "Magpie, yeah, kind of," and put his trinket down in his trinket bag
Your trinket bag.
Yeah.
and says, "Yeah, or pouch." So, should we move on?
Yeah. I'd like to sneak up to the windows where the fighting was going on. I look outside. If I see anything or any traces, or maybe even the other extraction team from not Callisto, from
Canopy.
yeah, from Canopy.
Yep.
Yeah,
There's a lot
if
of
not,
K
I try
sounding
to.
sounds in this game. All of your names.
I
Callisto
realized that, yeah.
and Canopy.
True.
Callisto, Quake, Kara, Kerberos, Carlos.
Carabas.
Yeah, so it's only K sounds. I realized a couple hours ago.
Yeah. It's a very harsh setting we are living in. A lot of hard K sounds are very appropriate. So, I try to look if I see anything, and then I'd like to, I don't know, scan the perimeter, or send my drone out to do this.
Sure. I mean, there's gonna be one thing that all of you notice immediately when you start looking out the windows, and that is there is a large number of people not far from you. It seems like if you look at the map, it must be that you're near this, somewhere near this this square in the city. Because you can see this massive square.
Okay.
And there is a huge crowd with their backs to you, standing motionless. They're not wearing yellow hazmat suits or anything like that, but they are kind of all standing very, 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 very close to each other, like their arms are touching. And you can see that there's multiple layers of them. You can't see what they're looking at or anything like that, but you can see that there's this big, big group of people at the other end of the square from where you are. You don't know which direction they're in. You don't know which direction you're facing. Yeah.
So we
they
can't.
don't appear to be like we're talking hundreds and hundreds of people that you can see.
Okay. So the crowd is literally like just filling the square.
Well, no. They're on the other side of the square, standing. It almost looks like they're standing in ranks, file, directly next to each other. You can see.
Are they facing something? Like, are they bowing?
Yes.
Are they in a circle?
It kind of looks like they might be in a circle, yeah.
Okay. It's like a full circle or a half circle.
You can't tell from this angle with the windows and stuff. You have to kind of get closer.
Okay.
I'm guessing it's a big circle, so we can only see it. It's bowing a bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. That's odd.
Probably the survivors, or some of the survivors at least.
Yeah.
Are there
Could that be the core?
Could be. I'm looking upwards. Are there any higher levels that we could go just to have a better view?
I mean, you're in a very large domed building that has one level, but there are lots of other buildings that have multiple stories around the square.
Okay.
So you can
I want to look
answer
for the extraction team as well, since they disappeared.
You can see bodies. Kind of roughly the direction they were shooting out the windows when they were taking cover. And in that direction, you can see that there's some bodies also out in the square. You can't see. You're kind of scanning around. You can't see any canopy. You can't see anybody moving. Just the crowd of people that are standing, like almost perfectly motionless. I mean, you can tell they're alive because there's like the ever so slight swaying motion that you know you can't stand perfectly immobile. At least they aren't. So they are kind of like swaying ever so slightly, but it's kind of, you also think to yourselves how odd that is, because there was like literally a pitched battle with guns going off not very far from where they're standing. It must not have been very far from where they're standing, and like they must have been standing there the whole time.
Yeah.
Quite
The
possible.
dead bodies, are they also civilians dressed like the other people, or they no?
No, they appear
They
to
are
be
dressed
wearing
like
military. They appear to be wearing sort of like military fatigues.
Like the bodies up here in the train station, right?
No, different. The bodies in the train station are canopy extraction teams, so they're kind of like this dark gray, sort of like uniform.
They could be another corps.
And the other ones, they're wearing like urban camouflage fatigues, so this sort of like gray mottled camouflage.
So looks really also like another extraction team, not like, just like some former canopy security. Okay.
It could be, or someone else who wants the core.
Okay.
I say let's look them up.
How many are there?
From what you could see, if you were to count them, you'd probably count several hundred people. Just from what you can see, but if there's, you can't see, like it looks like they're kind of going in a line or like a curve. And if there's more of them, then there could be thousands of them if it continues like this. Depends on how far it goes. Like if they're, I don't want to say too much.
So let's be real here for a moment. We don't have our comm experts. We don't have a shuttle we can use to get back. There's no chance we actually can get extracted in any kind.
Well,
at least the way we are right now.
If you get access to a radio and you can configure it to the right frequency, then you can actually, there will be like, there's a backup extraction for you.
Yeah. That would be my suggestion. Like we could use any sending device that would reach far enough.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
And also, if we have the core, we can defend it until we find one.
Yeah, we just destroy the core.
I'm kind of having a feeling that this core might be at the center of this circle of,
I think you're right. Kara, you're right. I think it's over there. Or was over there.
I think it still is. And something is happening to these people.
Yeah. Let's go find out.
Question it, yeah. Let's go to a high building and get a closer look. I think we should get comfortable with the thought of destroying the thing. If they can't have it, if we can have it, they shall not have it. I think.
But imagine how much Canopy is gonna suffer if it's on the open market. They will hate that. And I would like that.
Yeah. They would also suffer if it's destroyed. And the more it's likely we won't get our hands on it, we should consider just simply destroying it. Maybe a shot with a sniper rifle will suffice. Maybe it won't.
Maybe it won't.
We'll see.
Probably not. Let's see how big this thing is. If we can see it.
Yeah. Okay. We try to head out, I suppose? And try to sneak into an adjacent building?
Okay.
And can we get your dog to sniff them out?
You can send your dog out first, Karis?
Yeah, if like to sniff out the other extraction team or like the core.
No,
or the people standing around.
Yeah, if they even react to anything, they seem to be like entranced.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can surely try. And yeah, I send. I think we go out one way from the station. I send Karis the other way around, and
Kara.
just
Kara.
closing.
Yeah. Sorry, Jacob, go.
I know, just getting a little bit closer to the people standing there, and looking if they react in any way.
Okay. Why don't you give me an observe test, which is basically for Karis, because Karis gives you a +1 step to your observe.
Yeah.
So, just seen in the chat that Chris has just confirmed that he's had 2 different systems for the stepping up. So we're gonna keep doing it the way we have been doing it, which is we're stepping up the higher one. So you're gonna be rolling again a d12 plus a d6.
Okay. Wait.
While you roll that, I'm gonna Quake is not leaning over but leaning closer to Kara and says,
Oh, this is at least 1 success, yeah?
That's a double success
cool.
with a 10.
Oh, with a 10. Okay, sure.
Kara, do you think the other guys with the camo has a radio?
Probably.
Let's go look later.
Yeah, we should.
Yep.
Okay, so you kind of said
Success.
we're going to be trying. I heard the word sneaking before, so I want each of you to give me individually to give me a stealth test, which is under flex stealth. So those 2 together.
Oh no.
So you've got to. I mean, Kara's really good at it. Oh, Carlos is terrible at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I have a.
Roll the d20. Reroll. Keep the 9, but
Yeah, I
just
just
reroll
saw
d12.
that.
Reroll d12.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is the dice roller not working for you, Carmen?
Oh, it has its little issues. But well, I rolled another 2 because I rolled a lot of 2s today.
Okay, but you had 1 success on the d10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a D10 and D6. Okay, yeah. Confirm. No.
Oh no.
We are just rump, noisy as fuck.
Okay.
But you guys succeeded, right?
No,
No.
just Kara.
No.
Success.
I
And-
have
Of
one.
course.
And stealth is an opposed test with somebody observing. Yeah, but yeah, it's I can't remember if it's explicitly stated here, because it isn't always explicitly stated in other Year Zero engine games. But the way I like to play it is, even if the observer failed, you have to at least get 1 success to be able to be sneaky.
Okay.
So the assumption is that the 2 of you aren't being very sneaky at all, while Kara is being basic sneakiness level.
She's the ninja, so
Yeah.
this is good.
I'm absolutely invisible between those guys.
Yeah.
Hey, look over here, guys.
You make your way into the courtyard, and very shortly after you do, you're like, okay, there doesn't seem to be anybody in here. Maybe Carlos is like stops trying to be sneaky and just kind of like starting to like not crouch down so much and just kind of like, this is a bit silly. There's no one here, or something along those lines. And maybe Quake is the same thing, like, oh, I'm too pretty to be sneaking around. I want people to
Yeah,
see
or stops and looks. Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Either way, you hear a beeping sound suddenly, like burp, 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 like that, and it seems to be coming from above you slightly. And when you look up, you notice that there is some sort of like flying drone, like pointing directly at you.
Oh shit! Can I pause?
At one of the other 2, not at Kara.
Alrighty.
I'll wave.
Yeah, I grab your wrist and pull you and rush over to the other building.
Whoop.
Can I pause this drone with my app?
You can try.
Yeah, I have no idea how to do this.
So pause. It says it is a Oh, let me look it up quickly. Which type of one it is, because that's going to determine. Usually, you're using your data. If you look at your character sheet, you have a data test, tech and data. And I think yours are all tech and data. It's just the puppeteer ones, which I think use persuade instead. So you're basically going to be rolling that, and it says here. Yeah, basically you have to get a success. You have to. It's an opposed test. They're gonna try and resist it with their. I guess with the drone, we're gonna go with. I'll have a quick look at it. But I think there's gonna be using some sort of like firewall. I'll roll some dice.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make it arbitrary. I'm not gonna look it up. I'm gonna keep the game moving. I'm gonna roll 2 dice. Yeah. And I'm looking to be trying to get some successes. I'm gonna roll the dice based on how well I think this this drone is at resisting you. And yeah, you've got to basically try and get as many successes as you can. If you get more successes than me, then the pause will, the BPL comes into play. Just look it up very quickly. Okay. That's the base power level.
Okay.
That's the minimum number of successes required to spoof the app. So you need to get 2 successes for the pause to work.
Oh,
2.
Yeah, so that's what BPL means. It's like your target number.
Should I spend this 1 style?
Well, it's not attacking you.
I mean, it's already spotted you, right? So if you're pausing,
Plus 2, but not.
It's not attacking. I think it's spotting and relaying this information.
Exactly. It looks like a scout type of droid. Droid. I've been watching a lot of Star Wars. Sorry.
Drone.
It's a drone. Yes. Thank you. It doesn't appear to have any weapons on it that you would notice, and that you have definitely all seen weaponized like military drones. You can't miss the weapons kind of on them. This is much more lightweight, quieter, and you can see it's got like a sensor and camera array on it.
And I could just make it lose track. Like it has seen you, so people will alerted that we are in the periphery, but I can make it lose track. So
yeah, you can pause it so that people have a chance to hide and it won't be able to track where you've gone. So people will know that you're in the area, but they won't know exactly where you are if you succeed.
Honestly, I think we need this, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I will give up.
No guarantees that we'll succeed in the following hide.
Burn the resources. Yeah. Yes, burn them all.
Yeah, fuck it. I will sacrifice the last style to give my guys a chance and try.
You can also push after you've spent the style too.
Oh
yeah.
But you definitely will need to get a success after you've done that. So yeah.
Yes.
It's data, so it's a D8 plus a D6.
Yes.
Whoop. There you go.
Those are 2 successes, right?
2 successes.
Yeah, 2 successes.
Yeah, I rolled 1, but I got 1 automatically. So yeah.
I rolled for the drone. I didn't get any successes, so your target was just to get 2. If I had got a single success, then it would not have succeeded because it would have canceled one of them out. But yeah, you've successfully managed to hack the drone. I want you to actually take 1 resolve damage, so reduce your resolve by 1. And the reason for that is while you're doing this, you feel this like sudden sharp pain in your temples, in your head, as you're accessing your data link. I don't know if you remember, Jakob had this. Carlos had the same thing when he first tried to make contact with his drone. There's something happening around you that is when you're tapping into your data link, you're getting like a residual kind of shock. And I'm not allowing you to have any sort of like defense against it. It's just automatically happening. So I'm aware it's a bit of a dick move from me, but yeah, it is what it is.
Feels like a story thing. Hopefully it is.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Yes, I feel the same way. All right. So,
Not just a sadistic.
Kara,
DM.
you
No.
basically you hack into it. Do you want to shout something, or what? How do you want to handle it? After
I'm
as soon as you
I'm
notice it?
kind of softly to the guys. Take cover and hide.
Okay.
I'm dragging.
I'll let me be dragged and go the way Carlos wants to.
Yeah. To the next building
Oh.
and just enter it.
Okay. Yep.
Hmm.
The load time. Or we're just gonna kind of play it that it's enough time for you to hide. It's narratively enough time for you to get into hiding and to get out of the open before the hack wears off. Yeah. Okay. So you're all inside a building. There's like the next building along. We can say that there was, because of the fighting that's been happening, there was like some of the windows have been shut out, so you can kind of like hop in through one of the windows. This is also a multi-story building, so Carlos had so Jakob, you'd mentioned that Carlos wanted to go and get to a higher vantage point. So definitely possible here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we land inside, through a broken window, when we land, Quake is gonna look over and pick up a piece of glass and nice. Put it in his bag.
No.
Yep. Okay. When you do that,
And he licks it, and then.
okay.
It's
I'm
sharp.
gonna roll it. You roll dice. Roll a d6. If you roll odds, you cut your tongue. On an even, you don't.
Oh yeah. I'm all in this.
Odds, you cut it.
No.
You've done this before. You know how to lick broken glass. Clearly.
Yeah. Clearly. This is normal.
That's
This
something
is
to
just another
say.
day in the life of Quake.
Yeah.
All right. So, you pocket your glass. You put it next to the other piece of glass, which you're pleased to note is still with you. You didn't lose it.
Yes. I was so happy. So.
You realize that you're in the lobby of a very, very expensive-looking hotel. Definitely corporate. It's got there's like a massive statue of the Canopy, current Canopy president, right in the middle of the foyer. But it still is, it still is very, very, very expensively made. What's the word? Designed, decorated. Of course, there's no power coming to it right now, so there's no. It probably looks even more impressive when they all the holograms and things are going.
A quick comment while we're walking upwards. So Quake is saying, Carlos, isn't that a fire hydrant for your dog to wee on? And he points at the the corpo.
I just grunt, have a little snotty laugh, and nod to you. And although we are in dystopian future, does the building still have stairs?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
In cases of power outages or something, for sure they would probably have a stairwell. Yeah.
Yeah. So I say, let's take the stairs.
Yeah.
And rush up the stairs.
Yep. You find the stairs. They open. They're on like a special kind of like release door that doesn't require electricity to lock or anything like that. And you find the stairwell. You start climbing up the stairs. And how high up do you want to go?
First level. That should be enough to look over all the people.
Yeah. So you're like 5 meters up this. Oh, maybe actually because the lobby's quite large. Maybe you're even more. Maybe you're like 20 meters up. Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's the first flight of steps to get into the first floor. The second floor is actually quite long because the lobby has to fit a statue in it, right? So
yeah.
You get to the first floor, and there are no. It's a very dark room. You turn your torches on, and it's like a typical if you've ever been in a hotel before. It's like a corridor with doors on either side. no windows,
Mhm.
but you know the direction you're heading. So I guess you just
Mhm.
make your way down to one of the rooms on the end. It's facing
I'll
the
also
courtyard.
use not the flashlight. I would use night vision on the sniper rifle.
Sure.
The-
Yeah.
Yeah. One more corridor. Damn.
This looks like a very you see the end of the corridor when you turn your torches on. It's not like
Mhm.
it's not like that last one.
That doesn't have to say anything. So. But yeah, I tried to orientate myself.
I've given you all
Mhm.
corridor trauma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
head to the plaza heading side of the building.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. I mean the doors are all locked. They're clearly they need unlocking with like some sort of electronic thing, and there's no power right now, so you're gonna have to like break a door down, which is gonna be a bit noisy.
Mm.
But is what it is. So you do that.
Or is Kara with us, or are you
Of
downstairs?
course
still?
I am. So does the mechanical lockpick work on this?
These are not mechanical doors. They have like an electronic.
Yeah.
So if you can find
Okay.
some sort of power source that you can like hack into the like door control, you could unlock it with it like a data test. But I don't think any of you have anything like that. That's Ash's.
Or could one use force to open it?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's
just
basically you're not gonna be able to hack pick the lock because it's an electronic lock.
Yeah.
So you have to use force.
I'm gonna rip the lock out with my cyber arm.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. There's no point in making lots of rolls for this, so we'll just say it takes you a bit of time, and in fact maybe not a lot of time because you have this massive like mining arm. Yeah, I mean it makes noise. There's a loud noise as you're ripping the door lock off, and you make short work of it. You're through the doorway and into this very, very expensive, very nice looking hotel room. This must have been like ready for a guest. Like nobody had been staying here. It all looks perfectly like the bed is made perfectly, like almost like it's been ironed. The bed sheets on it. But there's a big window that looks out onto the plaza. The curtains have been pulled back already, and as you walk up to it, the three of you see that. It is absolutely a ring of must be thousands and thousands of people. You can't make out any details of like what they look like at this angle, other than from this distance. Other than that, they are all wearing a motley assortment of clothing. So they're not all wearing the same thing. Some of them are wearing suits. Some of them are wearing more like typical civilian garb. You can see some people in like the uniform of domestic help, like maids and janitors, things like that. And they are just standing very still in a perfect circle around this perfectly circular crater. And from your angle, you can't quite see into the crater, but they are lining the edge of the crater. And from where you're standing, it looks like it's a perfect circle. You can also see into like the slope of the crater opposite you. It's very dark, like black almost. It looks like the surface of the crater, the inside surface of the crater.
But we can still recognize any surface texture of the crater. So this is not just like black void, but still.
So it's black soil or black.
Yeah, there's some
Stone.
reflections. It's definitely not like a black void. Yeah, you can see
Okay.
some reflections, some description.
Volcanic glass, obsidian.
Maybe like obsidian or like a black marble, something like that. Maybe, yeah.
Black marble expensive.
Maybe.
That looks shiny and weird.
I mean, it's
could
kind of
it be the-
improbable that it would be any kind of mineral that you could think of, because this moon is made of ice, and this city is built on top of ice, and they've kind of like made this sort of like cryocrete,
Could it-
like concrete out of the ice to to have as the bedrock for the city. So this black like substance is very interesting, very strange. But it's definitely not any stranger than some of the shit you've been dealing with already.
Just to check, I look above the crater. If there's any resonance core hovering around there, so we don't just try to dig our way to the crater, and then it's no, you're going the wrong direction.
It's floating at hand height.
No, maybe a little bit. I don't know. So okay, if it doesn't, I look to the others.
I mean, you don't know what a resonance core looks like anyway, but there's nothing hovering in the air. No.
Are you guys thinking what I am thinking?
That depends really. What are you thinking?
Minibar.
No, I'm not thinking that, but yeah, good idea.
Yeah. I need nuts.
Yeah.
Who's still standing at the window? Give me an observation roll. I think it's safe to say Quake is not standing at the window.
No, he was turning away from the window towards the minibar.
Yeah, let's say after you've turned away from the window to go to the minibar. I want you to open the minibar for sure.
One success.
Wait for me. No. Fuck my life.
It's fine. Jakob sees. Oh, hold on. I need to make a roll here myself.
Yes.
Oh, Jakob sees nothing.
I don't need to roll for minibar actually, so okay. Yeah.
That's not an opposed observe roll I just made with some other tests.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Quake, you open the minibar, and you're pleased to find that there is a sealed packet of salted almonds, and a selection, only one each, of various, these small liquor bottles. The futuristic.
I'll grab them all.
Bacardi and yeah.
I grab them all.
You grab them all. Yeah.
And then open the almonds and. Do you want some? I'm looking at the foil. This is Carmen's fault. Look mostly at the foil pieces, the shiny foil holding the almonds. Oh.
Magpie.
So, but yeah, this is a side scene.
Oh yeah.
And then we cut back to the important stuff.
You guys. Those people, they seem kind of influenced by whatever is down there.
Yes.
So this might probably be a danger for us too.
Maybe.
Quite likely.
But we haven't been here that long. Only 6 hours more than planned.
I tried to navigate the drone. Sorry, Carmen, do you want to say something?
No, it was just kind of reaction to this 6 hour information because I have not looked at my watch.
Well, yeah.
I'll.
Never mind. Okay.
Karis tries to go near the crowd. Do they react in any way?
You're gonna leave the building?
No, Karis, my drone. I sent the drone.
Oh, Karis. Right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Did you roll? Sorry, I didn't have you have a +1 to your step up to your test.
Yeah, because I didn't. Because Karis is not here, so.
No. Okay.
Or maybe if he's outside.
Make another observe test with an upgrade. I'll let you do a second one because one was just you looking out the window. This is now with Karis.
Nope.
Okay. Yep. Karis kind of is kind of sneaking, kind of stealthing around out there, but you have Karis approach one of the people.
Yeah, the crowd in general.
The crowd in general. The crowd seemed to be ignoring Karis completely.
Karis, sorry.
Yeah, go on.
Karis would try to close in and sneak between the legs of the people standing there.
Okay. Karis just starts to move in when suddenly there's automatic gunfire that kind of like breaks out from. You're not sure where it's coming from. Actually, you can, because you can see there's like tracer fire. There's like, do you know what tracer fire means? It's when a bullet has like it makes like a little white trail from where it's being shot.
Oh yeah,
It's called
sure.
tracer
Mhm.
fire.
Okay.
And you can see where the bullets are kind of coming from. Looks like maybe from the building you're in.
Oh shit. Okay.
Firing at Karis. And I'm gonna make a test to see if
Okay.
in fact I'll roll it. I'll make a public roll here so you can see what I'm rolling as well, just so you know I'm not kind of botching the roll. To see if it hits
Sure.
Karis.
Can he go in cover between the crowd?
This is the first shot that's coming out as he's going to be going into the cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
They basically see that he's whoever's shooting sees that your drone is approaching the people, and they're shooting at him just before. So once this shot is taken care of, we'll see whether he manages to get away.
Okay.
Canopy bastards. No!
Not so good.
I mean, it's only a
Does-
single success, which isn't gonna probably be. So
Does he
Karis
have
has
armor,
3.
or?
I think we can say Karis has like 3 health, so we'll reduce the health by 2.
Yeah, how 3 and I've got an armor, right? AR must be armor, so I can roll or.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Yep, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I should be looking at your gear thing for it. Hull is 3. AR is armor rating. Yeah. B, so you roll a D10.
Okay. Go. Good.
Boom.
No. Okay.
So we'll go ahead and reduce Karis's hull to 2. And Karis is basically, the shooting is happening. Karis like disappears. You can see Karis get hit a couple of times, but then like kind of just staggers into the crowd. Where the shooting is happening, the crowd just start falling from like stray bullets.
Yeah.
And the shooting stops shortly after it starts when Karis disappears inside. And you notice that the people standing near the fallen ones. By the way, there's probably about 5 or 6, maybe even more people thick. Like that's how many layers there are. And when people start falling from the gunshots, they just start like kind of like climb on top of them and close ranks and seal it around them. But when Karis went through, Karis was able to kind of like wiggle through them. They didn't seem to mind that. Karis then gets to the edge, wiggles his way to the edge of the crater, and through Karis's like optics, which you are patched into, looks down into the crater. And you have Karis like apply a normal like color filter, so you can see it like almost as if you're looking with your own eyes. And you can see at the bottom of the crater, it looks like a perfectly circular black obsidian, black glass, whatever it's made out of, crater. Looks perfectly circular, or half like a half sphere. And at the bottom is what looks like to be a plastic table, like a plastic folding table, kind of a bluey green color. Rectangular, not perfectly square, anything like that. It's rectangular, and on top of it is some sort of like canister. It's about the size of a thermos, like a 1-liter thermos, but like a spherical canister, metallic, and it seems to be standing perfectly upright on this table, in the center of this table.
Okay.
It's not moving.
So
It's nothing like that. It's not glowing. It's just this like canister sitting there.
Okay. So Karis would try to stay hidden between the crowd And Carlos would look to the others. I think we all noticed the gunshots, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. You all heard them.
Oh, are they downstairs?
I suppose so. Kara saw it. It's a canister in the
Then-
middle of the crater. Let's
Oh.
get this. Let's get this guys down, and
Yeah.
so he can sneak up to it. And I just make this one with my servo arm, which looks a little bit.
I
different.
open one of the small bottles of booze and put a small piece of. I pull off a piece of the linen.
The world's smallest Molotov cocktail.
Yes.
Oh god.
Not gonna
Hey,
work.
you want to
but
have a
fuck.
tampon?
Oh yeah, that's good.
I mean, fits perfectly into bottles.
Mhm.
Okay, you've I mean, I'm not sure that's gonna work, but yeah,
No.
all right. No.
That depends on how hard I throw it.
Sure.
But probably not now.
Sure. I mean, it's not gonna make a very big fiery like explosion
No.
either. Right.
Well, that could
What
be
do you wanna do?
distracting.
What do you want to do? I mean, there's only one way up. The elevator, the lift isn't working, so.
Was
we're
the
gonna have to take
the
stairs.
firing from upstairs or downstairs?
They were on the ground floor, outside still. It
Yeah.
seems like.
One
that's it.
question:
Okay.
was it, the gun that was firing? Was it like? Could we determine if this was one gun or if it was?
Yeah, one gun. You think it was one gun? Yeah.
All right, that's good.
Not that you know that there's
Hey,
one shooter.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
Okay.
that's true.
Um,
I'm kind of wondering.
Quick- yeah. Could we sneak over to the corner where they are? Oh, sorry, Carmen.
I mean, you're in a room on the first floor still.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we
Carmen?
need to get down, probably, right?
Yeah.
We need to get. Okay.
I was just wondering because this team does not engage through the people, and they're kind of careful, really careful. I mean, they could have just run down there and grabbed it, probably.
Hmm.
Because those people, they don't do anything. They are kind of in a trance.
Yeah.
Is it possible that these guys are also really down on numbers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Likely so.
It could be. It was only a few when I saw them fight, like 10. We can take them.
hands you
Just hoping
hands
for
you a
maybe
sniper
two.
rifle and your confidence levels just go through the roof.
Well,
I played Call of
in
Duty
my- in-
37.
exactly. In my mind, Quake is more of an idealist than a practical. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. He wants revenge for his fake life.
All right.
My
Well,
little one, what do you
what's
think?
the-
You can
what's the
sneak
plan?
up to them, guard them out. How many they are?
But how about, distracting them with something and then sneaking down and stealing the thing?
What thing? Yeah. They sit up there and shooting everyone who's closing in or coming
Yeah.
out. So we have to, well, take them down first before we can do anything concerning them.
Hmm.
Maybe we should, or maybe I should just see if I can kind of sneak up to where they are and figure out how many.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
That's what I wanted to ask. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try this. I mean, I'm kind of.
I'm looking down at the
Easy to say,
small
but-
mini bottle that says, I'm guessing they have bigger ones at the bar.
Yeah. Probably.
And also, this one is on the smoother side of things. Like, this won't really do the job.
Okay. Yeah.
You want you want strong alcohol.
Oh, okay. Cherry.
A cherry Molotov cocktail.
Sure.
Can Karis locate where the shots came from? Which level?
I mean,
It's
you're on the
ground
first floor. They're
level.
below you, so they
Yeah.
almost certainly were on
Yeah.
the ground.
Below us.
floor.
I
Yeah.
thought.
And you said not inside the house, right? From outside the house,
Well,
probably.
you couldn't see where they're standing, so
Hmm.
if they were inside, they probably wouldn't have been able to shoot Karis, so they're almost certainly either outside or just inside the lobby, shooting out the window. But it seems like they were in the same building as you, or around the
Okay.
same building as you.
Yeah.
Like they're not walking. You couldn't see them from your angle, so they're clearly either like staying close to the buildings to kind of.
Mhm.
They're not walking out into the middle of the square, basically, but they're very near to the hotel. That said, you were very near to the hotel when you got spotted by the drone as well. Don't forget.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, probably it was that drone. Yeah.
Yeah, of course it was.
Okay, let's sneak downstairs then and see if we can sneak over and steal the.
Okay, who's sneaking exactly? Because we're gonna need some sneaking rules.
Oh
I
no!
I should be
Yeah.
the sneaky
Exactly,
one
'cause
trying to
You
figure
sneak
out.
first.
Rasmus just
Yeah,
said
you
let's.
sneak
So
first.
it's like, oh, is Quake gonna try
Yeah.
sneaking after
Yeah,
he's had a
no.
cherry?
No,
after-
no, no, no.
After he's had a cherry
Put his hand
vodka.
up in front of your chest.
I'll let Kara sneak first. I don't think it's my skill base.
Let's see if I can figure out how many guys there are.
Yeah,
I want
okay.
to do the sneaking.
So give me a let's just make the roll and let's move on. So you get an A plus a B,
Yeah.
flex plus stealth. That's a D12
Yeah,
plus
it's
a
a
D10.
D10 and a D12.
Yep.
Oh, come
go,
on.
go.
please.
And I'm rolling. It's an oppose. I'm rolling
Come
for
on,
them
come on,
as
come
well.
on, come on.
Fuck my life. At least one.
One.
Okay. Do you want to push that? You definitely push a stealth roll if you want.
Yeah.
It's
Do you have a
plus
talent
five
helping you
roll.
with?
How does that work in here? The pushing thingy?
just re-roll
Like
the
just
same
rolling
roll.
the same again?
I think you can choose
But
to
does
keep the
does
one
she?
that you.
Yeah.
I mean, you rolled a. Which one was it?
What?
That rolled an. Hold on.
D12.
Your D12 rolled a 6. I mean, you could re-roll that and hope
Yeah.
for a
Yeah.
10, 11, or 12, but you could also lose it. So
Mhm.
it's up to you.
Mm.
You keep the single success and just re-roll the D10, or
It's 50-50.
Yeah. Let's I will try and re-roll the D10.
Yeah.
just the D10. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh!
There's no mishap because you still got a success. I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
You're sneaking down the stairwell, and you've got your weapon out, which is a pistol, right? Oh, you got taser baton.
No. I have a taser baton. I don't have any long thingy.
Yep.
I'm just close combat.
Are there other?
You
two
could
of
have
you,
gotten
like,
the
at top of
rifle
the-
from me if you wanted to, but
Are the other two of you like at the top of the stairs, like looking down, or how do you want to handle this? Yeah.
follow in a safer distance so we don't break the scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine there's probably like 3 or 4 flights to get down to the bottom,
hmm
and just as Kara is turning the stairwell to come onto the second to bottom flight of stairs, you see a movement, and someone takes a shot at you with an automatic weapon. So I'm gonna roll this.
Dodge this? Because
Uh,
I'm so agile?
Yeah, you can definitely try to dodge it. And I think we're gonna go with. So the way it would normally work is there's like a whole bunch of if you've got the PDF under combat and actions, which is the 12th chapter. The very first page after the chapter, like artwork, is a series of actions that you can take. And in fact, I've actually got them here. So give me a second. I can show you here. In foundry.
Ooh.
There you
Ooh.
go. I don't know if you can see that.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I have to zoom in a bit, or I don't know. Don't know how well you can read that. But these are all the different actions you can take in combat. And one of them is... Where is it?
Take cover. Oh.
No, but there's no cover on the stairwell. I'm
Mm-mm.
sure it's defend against an attack in close combat, so that's not this one. Yeah, so unfortunately, yeah, it was the like dodge thing. Because someone's taking a shot at you, you can't really... The way these games tend to work with the Year Zero engine is you can't dodge a gunshot, but you can get behind cover. But you can try and dodge somebody who like parry somebody who's attacking you with melee. So unfortunately, in this case, you're just gonna have to hope for a not very good result.
All right.
Here we go. Could have been a lot worse.
Whee!
Could have been a lot worse.
Yep.
So that one damage, then I have to cross-reference that very quickly with their weapon. Give me 1 sec. Which has a damage rating, and they're using it's a carbine, so it's going to do 3 damage to you. So your health goes down by 3. You don't have any armor, I don't think. Oh wait, you do have armor. No, you don't. You're the only one without armor.
What?
Oh, shit, yeah.
Everybody else has armor except for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I don't.
every one of us don't has any armor anymore because we wear only our body suits, our body gloves.
Oh yeah, of course, no armor for sure.
Except for augmentations
unless it was
like
an augmentation,
subdermal
of course.
armor.
Unless it was a subdermal one. But Quake's makeshift armor is not there, for example. And Carlos, did you have you had subdermal armor?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So
It kind of tells me.
Yeah, you can't go below 3.
I should be down to do, but it says
Just give me a sec.
it must be 3 or larger than 3.
It's fine because we're gonna do this. Plop.
Nope.
And we do this. Plop. And we're gonna go reload all character sheets. Plop. Okay, if you try to reduce it down to 2 now, it should work.
Alrighty. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So you taken some shots. You've been hit by bullets.
Yes.
It doesn't feel very nice.
No. You
the rest of you hear that,
kind
like,
of a muffled scream.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you guys are maybe like one flight of steps above her. You hear that. You see the flash of the muzzle, like. Maybe it's more like a burst like 3 shots. Bang, bang, bang.
Can I from this discern how many people there are?
You only see the one person
Just-
shooting it. You see them actually. You saw the movement. You looked like snapped your head, and you kind of like maybe just tried to like jump sideways or fall onto the stairs somehow. But you were unfortunately it's pretty easy to hit coming down the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of like fall prone on the stairs, and because of the angle, because you are still like two flights up and they're on the bottom, they can no longer see you. So what are the rest of you gonna do now? I don't want to quite move into the whole initiative and everything yet, or maybe at all. But let's see what happens first.
Please.
I think if I fire, you grab her. So I'll just go bang, 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 bang in the general direction.
Covering fire.
Covering fire, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Can I rip a door out before that to get sort of an improvised shield?
You were on the first floor, coming down,
Yeah.
and you're behind her. There's basically you're in one stairwell until you get to the first floor, where there would be a door to leave the stairwell. So you're kind of like too far away from a door at the moment.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, then
Yeah,
I'll
it's a good idea though. Yeah.
take the
I'll
covering
run
fire
down a bit and I'm covering fire, and then
and I use my servo arm like improvised shield, like to cover myself a little bit.
Yeah.
Duck myself
Yeah.
and advance to where Kara is.
Okay. Yeah, you do that. Covering fire.
Yeah.
It shoots
Bang!
slowly. Your
Bang!
sniper rifle. Yeah, but.
Yeah. Is it a bolt action, so I need to reload it each time as well?
It's but it's called semi-automatic, so you can
Yeah.
pull the trigger multiple times, but you can, like if you hold the trigger down, it won't just continue to shoot.
No. So, bang. I will go down and shoot, bang, bang, and I'll stay a bit too long and look down the barrel and see if someone pops up the head.
Okay. Yeah. So you're kind of putting yourself in harm's way there, but that's fine because Carlos is kind of rushing down as soon as you start shooting. Carlos is rushing down. You get to Kara. No one's shooting at you yet. You're gonna pick her up? You carry her back up, or what are you gonna do?
I pick her up, carry her back up, and try to give her my last dose of. How's it called?
Yes.
Exhume.
Yeah, exhume.
And you restore all your health.
Is it exhume like dig up from grave?
Yeah, no, it's like X with a zoom, but I think that's
okay.
That's a play of words.
Yeah. It's definitely like a play on the word,
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're using on an injured
So-
What do I
PC,
do?
which instantly restores all health. So you're straight back to
Alrighty.
full health.
Nice.
You're basically like
Great.
a Star Wars stim pack or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Back to. All right.
Yeah.
And I take a break, standing still in the break, looking down the barrel and checking if someone pops up the head. I'm gonna try to shoot them.
Someone does pop their head up.
I want to shoot them.
All right. So because you're kind of sat there waiting first, I'll let you take a shot. So give me a. They're behind cover because they're like when you started doing laying down cover fire, they kind of popped like there's like a doorway into the lobby. They've kind of stepped back through the doorway while you're shooting.
Yeah.
And they've just kind of like stepped leaning through the door. So they are partially behind cover. So we'll take that into account in a second. But you basically roll. Hold on. You're rolling 3 dice. You're rolling your accuracy dice.
3
So
dice.
you're rolling your. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong character sheet here. Hold on. You're rolling your flex plus shoot. So D10 plus D8. And then if you go over to your
D8,
gear on your sniper rifle, you can see that it has an accuracy rating. The ACC rating is B, and B is another D10.
Oh, cool. So I'll.
And if you decide to push this roll, you cannot push a accuracy die. So you push the other 2, but not that one.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Ooh.
So that's 2 successes.
That's okay.
Yeah, I need to roll for their armor or their cover. And I just need to check where that was. I haven't got that in front of me.
Hey guys, I succeeded!
Woo!
You shot somebody.
At least one of us.
So for a doorway, a standard door, which is basically kind of they're in a doorway, I'm gonna give them a C, which is a single D8. So that's if they get a success, they'll cancel out because they can only get 1 success on a D8. That would cancel out 1 of the 2 that you're dealing. Okay.
Oh yeah. So.
But you do damage anyway. So because you have 1 success, you do the 3 damage. So you hit them for 3 damage. In fact, you basically hit them with your manage to shoot them. They go staggering back through the doorway they came through. And you can hear someone like swearing a bit as they do. But that gives you a bit of time to do whatever you want to do with Kara, Carlos.
Yeah, I give Kara the exhume, and in the meanwhile, Karis runs down the crater. Try to
running
get
into the
canister.
crater. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Karis more like slides down. As soon as Karis kind of like hops into the crater. No, by the way, while Karis was like at the front looking around, making like a little like recce of what's going on, Karis noted that the people all see at like the front of these this crowd around the crater. They're all looking down at the middle of the at the thing in the middle. So Karis kind of hops over the edge, and it's like almost a perfect drop. Again, it's like a perfect half circle. There's no way for Karis's feet to purchase on this like super smooth, almost.
Okay.
You get the impression it's almost like glass.
Okay.
And slides, kind of scrambling a bit, slides down to the bottom. Doesn't get injured or anything. Manages to get to his feet and trots over to the table. Puts its feet, I guess, up onto the table and wants to like grab it with its mouth, or
yeah.
Okay.
Lick it.
Karis kind of hops up, puts its feet on the table. Again, this is like a plastic table. So the table like kind of shifts and slides a bit on this like tractionless, whatever it's made out of, this crater. As it slides, because you're watching this through the video feed, I guess, like partially on the side or something. The thing that's kind of standing upright in the middle of the desk doesn't wobble. It just kind of like it's like stuck to the middle of the desk, and it just like moves with it. But it doesn't seem like, in fact, when Karis is right up next to it through the video feed, it almost seems like it's kind of impossible that this thing could be balanced like it is on top. Like it's got like a little rounded like bolt on the bottom. You know, like a half circle of its own, like a metal thing. And it's like that's only like just the bottom of this round bit is what's touching the table, and it's completely vertically upright from that. But there's contact with the table. And then Karis gets its mouth. You can see this. You can see the snout, like I guess in the bottom of your video feed, or the video feed goes sideways, and just as the mouth comes into contact, your video feed dies.
Of course.
Shit.
Yeah. I'm giving Kara the exum, if that's possible.
Giving Kara the what? Oh, the exum. Yeah. While this is all happening. Yeah, so I'm kind of doing this a little bit narratively, kind of loose with the timescales and stuff. What's the plan after Kara's had the exum? You gonna stay where you are on the stairwell?
I think we retreat, maybe, to the upper floor, look into the crater, look what's happening to Karis.
Put me down, put me down, put me down. This is only this one guy.
Lost contact to Karis when he touched the cylinder. Fuck.
Yeah, that's great, but still there's somebody shooting at us.
So I'm gonna give you
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you 10
go.
seconds of real time to decide what you're gonna do.
Yeah. Yeah, we get this guy, I suppose, right?
I think so. I mean, he won't stop.
Okay. 10 seconds are
Oh yeah,
up.
Quake. Yeah. Rasmus, you didn't say anything because we were talking all the time.
No, I'm not in your scene, but at the same time, I'm gonna talk to the guy.
You're not very far from them.
Okay. I'm gonna shout out to the guy. Hey, you! You don't want to die for those corporate bastards. Come out, talk to us. I want to start a negotiation.
Okay. Unfortunately,
Still pointing my rifle at the
pointing
door.
your
Of
rifle
course.
in there, but something small and round comes kind of through the doorway.
No.
Bounces into the middle of the stairwell.
Could I kick it back?
You're up 2 flights of stairs. Like you've got like
Okay, so it's
you're
not
like in your little sniper position.
not
that.
Okay, so it's not close to me then. Then it's I'll duck down and hide.
Yeah. We go.
If I can.
We cover.
It doesn't explode.
Yeah.
It just starts spitting out smoke.
Oh.
Thick
Okay.
smoke.
Oh, he has a smoke grenade.
Yeah.
My offer still stands.
Back to the room, everyone.
I'm backing up, of course, yeah.
Okay.
Or if you want to go down, if I say to the others, it's up to you. It's very smoky. Like a bad whiskey.
No. I don't know. I don't want to run into this.
It's a shame you don't have a Molotov cocktail you could throw back down there, you know?
Oh, but the small one, I was all gone. I drank that.
From your cherry schnapps.
Cherry schnapps, yes.
Okay, you make your way back up the stairs fairly quickly as the smoke starts billowing.
Yeah.
I didn't say there was more than one. Whoever's down there is clearly waiting to wait till the smoke is a bit thicker before they make their move. Don't forget that you also have a sniper rifle, which has a fairly powerful night sight on it. The night sight actually isn't gonna help with smoke. But
Kill him.
Can I've been using the sight, of course. Can I see through the smoke or no? I'll back up and just wait until the edge of smoke, a bit from the edge of smoke, and wait until
the night
someone.
Sight, if you've seen like movies of this sort of thing, that kind of makes everything go a bit greenish, and it kind of illuminates things. But what you'd be wanting here would be something like an infrared. Infrared, where you'd be able to see them as yellow and red shapes in the smoke, which unfortunately you don't have.
Don't have that.
No, but that's okay.
But we could maybe use this before this person runs out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's dark. They're not shining torches to give away their position. So.
That's true.
But you also don't know if they have any special types of like goggles or scopes themselves. And if they're an extraction team, you're probably aware that they have probably the best kit that money can buy.
Yeah.
So. If they have smoke grenades, they probably have
we backed up? Is there kind of lobby or something, or a sofa standing we could just push down the stairs? That would be fun.
It's just an empty corridor with the rooms on the end.
Oh.
There will be at the top. You're pretty sure because you've been in a few hotels like this, Quake. There's probably a penthouse suite at the top.
Yeah.
And that's bound to have.
We could go up and
cover like the penthouse
and big bottles.
Oh yeah, there'll be a mini. There'll be a mini bar there. There'll be a fully stocked bar.
Yeah, let's go up and see if they can hunt us down there. There's gonna be a lot of fun stuff up there.
All right.
If you can't go down, go up.
Yeah.
Do we want to split the party?
No.
No. It's the sweet party, penthouse party.
Okay. You go rushing up the stairs. The smoke is it's thick smoke. You're not even sure if they. I keep saying they. I don't know why I keep saying they. Sorry. Whoever threw the grenade might have even thrown a second one, because the smoke is it's like filling the stairwell, or they just have really top of the line smoke grenades that just produce a lot of volume. But it's like following you up. You know, imagine like you're running, like in a cartoon, you're trying to get away from the rising water, or the rising lava, or something. It's kind of like that. Nobody's coming up behind you just yet. No one's taking any shots at you or anything like that. But eventually, you're kind of just starting to get a bit tired from the many flights of stairs you're rushing up. Obviously, the adrenaline is keeping you going, and Kara's got her exhume coursing through her veins, which is just powering her right now. And you get to the top, and which is where the penthouse suite is, and you go to open the door, and the door is unlocked, which is unusual. Like usually there'd be like a lock for the penthouse suite. Nope, just not any old guest who's in the stairwell can just wander into the penthouse suite, right? But the door is like unlocked.
Oh, there's a guest.
And you push it open, and yes, there is actually someone staring at you wide-eyed inside the penthouse suite. It stinks in the penthouse suite. It stinks of shit and piss and booze. And the person in there is a man. You don't know how old. He's very scruffy looking. Maybe middle-aged. Could be anywhere from 40 to 65, somewhere in there.
Mhm.
I just included myself in a middle-aged description. Never done that before. Shit.
Me too.
Yeah, so, apologies. We're in the same boat, mate.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's a youthful 40 to 65-year-old.
That's not me then.
And he's just staring wide-eyed. Now he's like he's bald. He's got like dried blood on the side of his head. This is the same side of the head you can straight away tell it's where you would have your implant thing.
Data link.
Your data link, thank you. Like right there. It's like there's like crusted blood. And his clothes, he's wearing like it looks like he's wearing a like a dress shirt. You know, like the shirt you'd wear under a suit, like a white shirt. But it's just caked in filth, dirty. Yeah, and as I said, it just stinks. It doesn't look like the windows open in this room, so it probably relies on some sort of like electronically regulated like air scrubbers and stuff, which of course aren't working right now. He's just staring at you, and then he says, "What do you want? This is my room. Be gone."
Yeah, you missed out your checkout. We are your extraction team.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
He starts kind of like looking around. Elf. Well, good. He licks his lips. Are we to extract the core?
Now we are to extract you from this room.
And the core, right?
I see. Oh yeah, if the core must be extracted, of course.
How? Sorry.
He squints.
How will we best do that?
You don't look like canopy extraction. Staring at Carlos's like servo arm. Most unusual. And you're too young, far too young. He looks at Kara. Hold on a moment. He dives uncannily fast behind a sofa. And you can hear the cocking of a gun. What do you do? Oh man, it's time. It's 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I jump behind.
Shoot him.
I jump after him. Try to wrestle the gun from him.
He lets out a shriek, a very high-pitched shriek. I'm not going to do it because you probably won't hear it, thanks to Discord.
Yeah.
But it's like, gets a shot off, but it doesn't. It's like nowhere near. Like, he shoots too fast, and you manage to like just rip the gun out of his hands. He's very emaciated, and you can tell like when he's up close to him with his mouth open as he's just screaming. His teeth are all kind of brown. Yeah, and this close to him, the stench is almost unbearable. Like you can almost, it's like I could taste it.
Don't hurt yourself, mister. You're not a conventional extractor either. Had to help ourselves with what we have here. Not quite a place to go shopping if you lose something, alright? So, how do we extract that core?
I'm not telling you anything.
As I said, we crashed. We lost our equipment. We had to help ourselves here with whatever we could get.
Boo-hoo!
And we got those bread from the locals. And I point to Kara. And I still try to act like we are the extraction team, but had some terrible mishaps along the way.
Why don't you give me a persuasion roll? Because this is basically what it's made for. And
Sure.
you have talent. You have talent for this too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yeah. True. Then I'll do that. I think I get the through my chain of command. Yeah, I try to.
I mean, it's
In the
kind of-
background,
it's
I'll
kind of
shoot
a very loose usage of it because I think it's meant to be
Yeah, cool.
It's a chain of command for your own troops, but I'll let it slide because you're
Yeah.
kind of used to this sort of thing. And you're kind of
Yeah.
like bluffing that you're like the head of
Yeah.
the extraction unit. So yeah, we'll let it go. Yep.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
in the background, he is a shot going off downstairs. Just ooh, nice.
At least one success.
It's an opposed roll, so let me make this opposed test very quickly.
No.
I think it's. We'll just put. I'll just put resist. Persuasion. Okay, you're good.
Ooh.
All right. Well, this is most unusual. Most unusual.
Wow.
What is usual
the
in
core.
here? Huh?
Well, we had no idea the core would react the way it did. I don't know how you'll extract it. The only way I'm not standing down there with all those dummies is because I pulled my data link out of my head. Once I started hearing its whispers. Can't you hear it?
Okay.
The thrumming, the throbbing, the humming.
Yep.
The only way to resist its allure is to pull that thing out of your head. Don't get close to the crater or you'll be lost.
I see. Okay. Do we have some instruments for some fine chirurgical mechanics like
you
that?
have a fancy new medical kit. It'll have a scalpel
That's
in
true.
there.
Okay. Yeah. Then
I
I,
mean, if you're gonna
think
cut
while
your data links
one
out,
of us...
we're gonna... Shit. I think we'll just hand wave it a bit and say it's gonna take a bit of time. It's gonna be a bit grisly. There is potentially some people coming up the stairs right now as well while you're performing your little surgical task in a very, very sterile environment, of course.
We have at least a lot of alcohol.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
at
there's-
least it smells like it.
Not up
There's
here
some.
anymore, I suppose.
I'm guessing in the scene I'm throwing down some furniture down the stairs, stopping people.
Yeah. One of us keeps watch, shooting any intruders,
Yeah.
while the rest is operating
then
each
operating.
other.
when you open the door to the stairwell now, there is actually the elevator, the lift does like open directly into the penthouse suite. But of course it's
Ooh.
not working. But the door to the stairwell
Okay.
also opens directly into the suite. There's no like extra corridor here. And now when you're opening the door to the penthouse suite, it's basically like just smoke on the other side. It's now completely filled the
So
stairwell.
sofa out, closing door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to put like a sofa in front of it too?
Yeah. Or the bed. And the safe.
Barricade the door,
I mean,
yeah.
there's multiple sofas in here. It's it's
Yeah.
it's got lots of stuff. It's even got like a refrigerator, which hasn't
Yeah.
been working.
And
for a
then
long time.
quick operations and getting out of here then.
Okay.
Down the
You're
arrow shaft.
you're slicing into
Yeah.
your heads. You each take 1 health damage for the nature of the operation.
Yeah.
And we'll
Ooh.
just say that because you've got the health kit, we'll kind of like screen wipe it a bit and say it's successful. It's pretty easy to remove them if you want to, but it usually requires you to go into a hospital or a equivalent type of place to get it removed. They're not made to just be cut out of your head.
Sure, yeah.
But
We're
you
all
can do
kind
it.
of damaged. Yeah.
Yeah. So once
That's
once
not
they're
really
removed,
damaged.
there's like you do have to like kind of like pull it out a bit and then like unplug it. It's got like there's like a metal like receptacle thing built into your skulls to accept it. Once it's out, the humming that was kind of constantly at the back of your mind just stops.
Oh.
That's nice. I almost
Yeah.
forgot it was there.
Yeah.
And the silence is just, yeah, it's tangible.
Okay. Wow. Can we climb down the elevator shaft while everyone is up here?
Let's try.
to
Why
get
can't you use the
inside
stairs?
here, we
What's
climb
what's
down.
with the smoke? Is there a fire?
No, there are some filthy rebels trying to kill us.
Yeah.
I see. Well, why don't we throw some Molotov cocktails down on them?
That's a great plan. Hey, sir, do you have a radio?
No. Why do you need a radio? That doesn't
Okay.
make... That won't make a good Molotov cocktail. Don't you know what that means? I'll show you.
No, yeah. Yeah,
He
oh yes,
starts
please
rummaging behind
educate
the-
us.
Starts rummaging behind the bar, and he's just pulling out empty bottles. There must be a bottle here somewhere. Ah, here's one. Sloshes it down. It's kind of like, looks maybe like whiskey. Oh no, that's piss.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh,
good God.
oh yeah.
And then
Well,
eventually
we
Well,
says
can
no,
also
something.
there.
throw piss at them.
Well,
I mean,
Yeah.
he's been drinking so much, maybe his piss would actually ignite. You never know.
burn. Yeah, probably.
I'd like to pry open the elevator door.
Yeah, you've got a servo arm, no problem.
Mhm.
You do.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
loud, but you do it.
I like to...
Mhm.
Yeah, never mind.
You're like looking down. You can shine your little torch on. You're quite high up. You can't see the. I mean, there's like the cable hanging down for the lift. You can't see the
Yeah.
bottom. You can't see where it's at. So it's not at least within the next sort of like 4 or 5 floors below you. You're
Yeah.
probably, let's say, like 10 floors up, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, it
So,
might
but
be
I
on
think
the, it
we
might be on the
should-
bottom floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we should get around these guys quickly.
Yeah.
And if we let us down on along the cables, maybe
Mhm.
it will hurt, but maybe we can get down kind of quickly.
Yeah, let's try that.
Are you sure this
Yeah.
is the only way down?
Yep. No, there's a second one, but we won't try that yet. Point
Well,
to the
I'm not going
windows.
down first. You're meant to be protecting me. If you extract me, one of you has
Yeah.
to go down first. I'll go down second.
Mm.
Or third.
Yeah.
Sure.
I give him the corpo smile and says, "Yes, you'll go down."
Ah, here. He reaches up. He reaches up to pat your cheek. You notice he's got super long fingernails that are all cracked. And he's coming up to,
Mm.
to touch your cheek. Do you let him like? Pat
I'll
your-
stop him a bit before.
Okay.
Before.
Why you not lick his hand? Come on. Quick.
Yeah, you should lick his hand.
No,
And
no,
we're out of
All my things
time.
were clean. Thank you. You need to wash, sir. I say.
Oh, there'll be time to wash later. This is...
Yes.
So who's going down first?
So,
Carlos
Okay.
does.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
second.
mean, how are you going down? You're like using your servo arm to like grab on. I mean, the friction burns from
Yes.
sliding down a metal cable will probably
Mhm.
scar you for life. I would imagine. You could wrap your
Yeah,
legs
but
around it
well-
and kind of like inch your way down, like climb down it a bit. It'd take a bit more time.
Yeah, I should think it's a
Mhm.
safe way. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
So you start doing that. You go down first. The Corpo is second. Then who's third? Carmen, Kara.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Rasmus with his sniper rifle. You're gonna have to like shoulder the rifle, throw it over your shoulder.
show that. Yeah, and I'm quite physical, so that's not a problem.
And I'm
Hopefully.
agile, hopefully,
Mm.
Sure. Yeah.
somewhere in those dice rolls.
You're all three of you are
Mhm.
quite physical. Like your characters are quite physical. So it was more
Mhm.
like Ash who probably would have had a problem when he was not dead. Yep. You clamber down. It takes you a bit of time, but you can hear like it's just as you kind of starting to climb down, you can hear banging starting on the door that you left
Cool.
up at the top. You're trying to
Mhm.
smash the door down. It's going to take them a bit of time, because of the you blockaded it from the inside. And I think I want to bring this to a close because we're near the end mark.
Yeah.
You get to the bottom, you manage to sneak your way out because they're all looking for you at the top. It doesn't seem to
Mhm.
be a lot of like if there's however many of them survive, you're not sure. You make your way to the edge of the crater. The people don't take any notice of you, And just as you're about to kind of like slide down to the bottom, I guess, one of you maybe, or all of you, or
Probably me, because I'm like the most flexible and agile, so like I have the most chances to get out of the crater again with some help.
well, you've got these packs too, don't you? And I think they have rope inside.
Yeah.
Probably.
I think we're just gonna say
I have a pop-up tent. Could I use that for rope?
I mean, no, not really. Does hold on, Kara, you've got can you tell me what you've got?
I have Urban Essentials kit.
Oh, that's it.
So I don't know what's in there.
Okay.
Probably
A smog mask, hygiene gel. Oh, hygiene gel. I think this guy could use that. Bulletproof fanny pack, nanomade spray, and 2 nights at a nightly inn, any location. Yeah, there's like
any urban
gear.
location.
There's like climbing gear and stuff, which would be useful here. Yeah. Okay.
Could we help ourselves with belts from the people standing around?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, that's a creative thing to try. I mean, you want to try taking one of their belts off? I mean, they're all dressed.
Yes. I'll try to take a belt from someone.
They take no notice of you. You can take as many belts as you want.
And we'll add the belts together and make a rope.
We have a bunch of people
by the
with
way,
the pants
when you're this
down
close
now.
up, when you're this close up, you kind of notice something about these people. They are extremely emaciated. Like they are almost like barely alive, so thin. They stink. They're kind of like their bodies are decomposing while they're standing there. You're kind of surprised that they're actually still alive. But based on what this guy said, maybe they aren't alive. Maybe they are, in a way, drones of their own, or like servitors, to use the 40K term, something along those lines. And maybe being controlled somehow by the resonance core or something else. You don't know. That's just what you're thinking. As you're this close to them, realizing this is kind of creepy and disgusting. But they don't need belts.
No, I'll pick the belts and no.
But you're also
I'll pat.
You've had to like kind of push them to one side to kind of get through them. So they're all like they're basically like touching you or like bumping up against you the whole time. And you thought the guy you kind of extracted from the penthouse smelled bad. Like this is far worse. And there's like literally thousands of them here. So you make your belts of ropes, your rope of belts, I should say. And scramble down. That's when you hear like a window smashing from the hotel behind you, and somebody starts taking shots at you. But you're quick. You scramble down. The others of you like kind of get down behind the other people, and they're like hitting. They're kind of hitting indiscriminately all around you. These other people. We can say that the corpo guy gets a bullet in the head just because why not. But all of you somehow survive. And as the bodies are falling, they're like kind of immediately closing the ranks again. So it's kind of this weird thing that's happening where it doesn't really seem to be having much effect. Then they stop firing just when Kara gets to the bottom.
They will also probably run out of ammo because there's thousands of people.
Can Quake get a counter shot like with a sniper rifle?
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, it's got some shot going up, and
we can say with
your really
like you had a return fire. We can say you hit somebody.
Bang bang.
But there was more than one person firing. Strange that it's like somebody kind of teased that there was more than one of them.
Yeah, well.
Just as Kara is getting to this plastic table, the others of you who are up at the top hear a rumbling sound, like a vehicle, a very heavy vehicle, like a lorry. I was going to say LKW, approaching. But Kara, you don't hear that because you're kind of like focused on this this thing, and as you get closer to it, you can kind of feel something in your head. It's not like you can't hear the sound anymore, but you're the closer you get to it, the more your head starts to just like you can almost feels like a really mighty migraine is about to come on. How do you want to grab it? You can touch it with your bare hands?
No. I want to kind of, because I feel like, well, I'm modified, so I want to grab. Can I get some cloth somewhere? Like, I mean,
I would say you
can we just
you had a tent available to you when you're looking for, like, do we have any rope in these packs, like going through it? Maybe like the
yeah.
Not Rasmus, Quake like got out the tent, and you maybe said like, oh, I could use this, and like took some of the fabric from it. So we can say that for sure.
Yeah,
A tent
I
sack.
will absolutely wrap it in the fabric as tight as I can, and then kind of not touch it with my hand, like using a bit of the tent ropes to carry it.
Yeah. All right. The headache.
Can I also free the dog while doing this?
The dog is completely like limp, lying. Sorry, I should have said that before. Lying on the floor, like completely limp. It's not a dog. It's like dog. I was gonna say it's like dog meat.
Dog meat. It's dog meat.
That's obviously not what it is. It's like a servitor, as I said before. If any of you are familiar with 40K, so it's like it's like a cyborg dog. Not
so that little
alive.
guy is fried.
And probably his little brain box has been, fried. So you make your way back to the rope of belts, clamber your way up, and we'll leave the ending ominous, whether you're able to get away from the extraction team or not. Because I'm just looking at the time. I don't want to keep just like, why not? It could be ominous. We're not going to come back to this story. This is the end of this one, and we'll leave it there. So you have managed to get your hands on the extraction core. Do you manage to get it off the moon? If you do, what is the fate? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Thanks very much, guys, for playing this with me. And we didn't quite approach everything. We were meant to have more. We were meant to have 4 sessions at the start, and it ended up being just 2. So, kind of tried to keep a cohesive story, cutting out a lot of filler and stuff. And kind of just, it is what it is. But we've got to the end, and next time we meet again, it's going to be in a month's. No, we will keep. It's going to be at least a month's time, probably more than that, maybe something like 6 weeks time. And we got to figure out schedules and stuff still. I'm going to be on holiday until the start of August, so that's definitely nothing happening for the next 4 weeks at least. And then we got to figure out what's happening after that. So stay tuned. If you subscribe to the channel, the next time we go live, you'll get an alert when the video pops up, and then you can watch the next episode. We will be returning to Household when we play again, so we're going to be picking up. We did a kind of session 3.0, chapter 3.0, which was which you can find on the channel. It is basically like an intro to the chapter with throwaway NPCs, if you will, but like other characters, supporting characters in the big saga. But when we come back, we're going to be playing with your characters again, and looking forward to it. Looking forward to returning to that
absolutely
that kind of crazy house with the crazy little people in it.
I miss Slippers and Chuckles and Smile and
Well, they're coming back, so definitely looking forward to it. That's gonna, but again, we're gonna have to wait until sometime in August. So, we'll catch you then. If you haven't watched our Household campaign so far, you can go back, look in the. I think it's the. If you look at the playlist for this channel, you'll find it for sure. Otherwise, do a search for 3 Skulls Household, and you'll find it. Thanks so much for watching, and thanks so much you guys for playing. And
Yes.
yeah, I'll see you in August.
Thanks for GMing. Dear Matt.
Fuck the corpos.
Bye,
Bye
everyone.
bye, everyone.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
for watching.
Oh, we have an error. We have a YouTube error. Is the YouTube thing still running? Can you tell?
It's frozen, I would say. We're waving, at least. No?
Not anymore.
I'm hitting end stream.
No, we're still